Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. People are in Hokage, starting to awaken the gene lock. Chapter 61. Yi Feng led the Anbu army back to the Anbu base. All Anbu began to wait quietly. After all, this task is still unfinished. These people still have a little bit of expectation in their hearts. They hope that the third generation can capture Orochimaru. After all, they all knew about Orochimaru's actions before the mission started. Human experiments, wreckage companions, and even members of several large families in the past period all suddenly and inexplicably disappeared. If they join forces, these people will naturally know that 90% of these missing people are in danger. Everyone was waiting quietly, and Yi Feng was not in a hurry. He wanted to see if Sarutobi Hiruzen could perform any other tricks. 2 hours later, Sarutobi Hiruzen's figure slowly walked into the Konoha Anbu Hall. When he saw so many people waiting for him, he felt a little panicked. However, he quickly calmed down. Who am I? I am the third Hokage. The person known as Shinobi. How is the battle going? Yi Feng asked with a smile. After saying that, all the Anbu in the hall looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed heavily, pretending to be weak and said, I am no match for Orochimaru. Well, originally, I was almost victorious, I was almost successful in arresting Orochimaru Road. But, I still lost to Orochimaru after all. At this point, Sarutobi Hiruzen also looked distressed. It was as if he had aged dozens of years all of a sudden. However, at this moment, none of the Anbu ninjas present showed sympathy on their faces. Okay, Yi Feng nodded. Then, I declare that this Super S-class mission has failed. From now on, Orochimaru is classified as an S-class rebel nin by Konoha. I will have someone record the details of this mission and post it on the notice board in front of the Hokage office building. After finishing speaking, the faces of these Anbu ninjas also turned ugly. This task can be said to be a sure thing. But, it was completely destroyed by one person. And that person is Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this time, when he heard that Yi Feng was going to announce the details of the mission, his face turned ugly. Sarutobi Hiruzen said solemnly, Yi Feng, this is not okay. Anbu is the department that performs tasks secretly. Besides, all Anbu's mission information needs to be kept confidential. If you do this, it goes against Anbu's original intention. But we can't announce it. If we announce this mission, we can't. Well, any smart person will know that he is deliberately protecting Orochimaru in this mission. All of them, wouldn't I be criticized by thousands of people? Where should I put this to save my third Hokage face? Violate Anbu's original intention. Yi Feng suddenly laughed. Then let me ask you, are the people in Anbu the ninjas of Konoha? Of course. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Is there anything shameful? Yi Feng continued to ask. This. Sarutobi Hiruzen was speechless. Most of the tasks Anbu performs are beneficial to Konoha. The truly dark missions are all carried out by the roots of Konoha. Moreover, some tasks are of no benefit to Konoha at all. Konoha's Anbu serves Konoha and the Hokage. However, all the roots of Konoha serve Shimura Danzo. Serve his ambition. If you can't tell, then stop talking. Yi Feng said lightly. This mission is a lesson for Anbu. I don't just want to put it on the sign in front of the Hokage building. Moreover, I will write down every action in the mission in detail. There will be absolutely no omissions. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a dark face and began to rack his brains to think of a way to deal with it. 10 minutes later, he felt a little depressed. Cough, cough, cough. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed violently. If that's the case, then I'll leave first. Cough, cough, cough. Actually, when I came to carry out the task of leading the team this time, I also came with a serious injury. Quote. After he finished speaking, he stooped and left here with a cough in 3 steps. Yi Feng watched Sarutobi Hiruzen leave indifferently. Seriously injured. I'm afraid it's an internal injury caused by being angry at myself this morning, right? At this time, Minato also released his transformation technique. Anbu below suddenly exclaimed, Lord Hokage, okay, I will follow the entire mission this time. Minato said solemnly. The mission report will be posted in detail. However, from now on, you will only listen to Yi Feng for all Anbu's orders. Yes, Lord Hokage, Anbu said in unison. Then, Everyone dispersed. Kakashi and Shisui accompanied Minato to the Hokage office to start making mission reports. Yi Feng returned home and fell asleep. As for why Yi Feng dealt with Sarutobi Hiruzen like this, the main reason is that he wants Danzo at his roots to control him. In fact, Sarutobi Hiruzen would even kill himself if he found an opportunity for the so-called safety of Konoha. Erasing the power that cannot be controlled is the consistent style of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo. Shimura Danzo is a black man, while Sarutobi Hiruzen is a smiling tiger, one thing on the surface but one knife on the back. To deal with such a person who is greedy for life and afraid of death, we must make him live worse than death under the power of the fishing boat. The next day, Yi Feng came to the Hokage office. Yi Feng, this is the detailed report of this mission. Kakashi handed the mission report to Yi Feng. Yi Feng took it and scanned it. 3 minutes later, he nodded and said, "Okay, the mission report is very detailed. Next, all that's left is a title." Yi Feng picked up the pen and wrote a sentence at the top of the report. Super S-class mission. Sarutobi Hiruzen led 500 Anbu elites to capture Orochimaru. As a result, Anbu failed miserably. Orochimaru successfully defected to Konoha. After writing this sentence, Yi Feng nodded with satisfaction. Kakashi and Shisui couldn't help but take a breath after seeing this title. Yes, the third generation led 500 Anbu elites. The result, Anbu's mission failed. Orochimaru also successfully defected to Konoha. It went really smoothly. Okay, put this mission report on the notice board at the door. Yi Feng said. Yes, Shisui and Kakashi nodded. Take the mission report and leave here. They can imagine the uproar this incident will cause in Konoha village. 10 minutes later, this time the Anbu mission report has been posted. There were also many ordinary ninjas and civilians gathered in front of the Hokage building. Of course, there are also ninjas from other major families mixed in. Super S-class mission. Sarutobi Hiruzen led 500 Anbu elites to capture Orochimaru. As a result, Anbu failed miserably. Orochimaru defected to Konoha. When everyone saw the title, their expressions changed. Impossible. Yes, the third Hokage led 500 Anbu elites. How could they not capture even one Orochimaru? Then look down. Notice, this mission is solely led by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Third generation first asked the Anbu elite of the Hyuga clan to stay in the Orochimaru base that has been explored countless times to conduct a blanket search. Afterwards, the third generation allowed the Anbu elites belonging to the Inuzuka clan to stay in another base. The detailed mission report that follows is basically how the third generation keeps these people in these bases. Finally, when we headed to the real Orochimaru base, there were only about 30 civilian-born Anbu elites. Third generation first entered the secret passage in the middle, and then used Earth style to block the passage. The remaining Anbu sneaked in from the passages on both sides, and 15 minutes later, Orochimaru appeared from the middle passage. Third generation claimed to be controlled by Orochimaru's genjutsu and used Earth style ninjutsu to stop the attack of the Anbu ninja. At this time, Minister Yi Feng summoned the Anbu who were previously scattered by the generation to come here to prepare for the encirclement and suppression of Orochimaru. Third generation released Earth style to break through Anbu's defenses, and then made a request to go alone to encircle Orochimaru. Finally, 2 hours later, Orochimaru successfully defected to Konoha and was classified as an S-class rebel ninja. Third generation returned to Anbu to report, saying that he participated in the operation with a serious injury. At this point, the mission report is over. Everyone was quietly observing Anbu's mission report this time. Then, Kakashi gave another report about what Orochi had done in Yi this year. Those bloody names were presented in front of the onlookers. Don't you, third generation Sama, know that the Byakugan of the Hyuga family is a powerful detection weapon? Finally, a ninja questioned. Yes. Why does third generation Sama let the elites of the Hyuga family stay there? What is this? If you look back, the third generation actually left the entire family that the Grandmaster was following behind in an even more inconspicuous place. Not only that, look, there is also the Nara clan. I heard that the Nara clan's shadow imitation technique is very strong. Not to mention the Nara clan, even the Yamanaka clan, the Aburame clan, and the Akamaiki clan were all separated. Yes, the last Anbu ninja was born with 30 civilians. Isn't this intentional? These Anbu elites don't know secret techniques and can only use ordinary escape techniques. The discussion has already begun. More and more ninjas and civilians gathered around. Among them, even the ninjas belonging to several major families gathered around. The crowd gathered more and more. After all, this matter is no small matter. It can be said that all the families in Konoha, plus civilian ninjas, are all involved. Moreover, the leader of this mission is third Hokage. Among these people, there are some familiar faces. Hyuga Hiyashi and Hyuga Hazashi also came here at this time. When Hyuga Hazashi saw the detailed report of the mission, he whispered, "Brother, this is true. All the clan members who came back yesterday also said so." Alas, Hyuga Hiyashi sighed heavily. What third generation Sama did is really disappointing. I really don't know what third generation was thinking yesterday. Hyuga Hazashi shook his head. Hazashi, what do you think of Yifeng? Hyuga Hiyashi suddenly asked. Strong, very strong. Hyuga Hazashi thought of Yifeng, who was on the battlefield a while ago. Moreover, he is not only ridiculously strong. He is also very free and easy in life. Not only does he get along well with his peers, he also doesn't have any airs of condescension. All the Konoha shinobi who were on the battlefield at that time respected Yifeng from the bottom of their hearts. Hyuga Hiyashi nodded. I trust your judgment. It seems that things are about to change in Konoha. Yes, 767. Hyuga Hazashi also sighed heavily. I'm afraid, Konoha will undergo earth-shaking changes in the future. Meanwhile, on the other side, Uchiha Fugaku is also hidden among the crowd. And there are several elite ninjas from the Uchiha clan beside him. During this period of time, Fugaku was not idle either. Started to unify the clan. Those arrogant Uchiha elders were all suppressed by Fugaku. Not only that, but those elders were also deprived of their rights. The current Uchiha clan can be said to be monolithic. Fugaku is also the centralized center of power for the entire Uchiha clan. This third generation has long been unhappy with him. Fugaku smiled faintly. I didn't expect that this time he would become a lost cause so quickly. To use Yifeng's words, this is an act of seeking death. Yes, Lord Patriarch, the ninja behind him said with respect. During these times, the internal changes within the Uchiha clan have also undergone earth-shaking changes. Likewise, Fugaku's majesty is growing day by day. It has now reached its peak. Haha, let's continue watching the show. Fugaku said with a smile. It's not just my family that comes here to watch the show. There are many people Fugaku knows around here. Nara Shikaku of the Nara clan, Yamanaka Haichi of the Yamanaka clan, and Akamaiki Choza of the Akamaiki clan. There is also the leader of the Aburame clan, Aburame Jiwei. We are members of the same clan. Looking at these people, listening to the discussions and questions around them. Suddenly, a terrible thought arose in Uchiha Fugaku's heart. Because, after this incident, wouldn't it make the big family and the village closer? Thinking of this, Uchiha Fugaku nodded secretly. Yifeng really cannot be judged by ordinary people. The surrounding fishing boats have begun to form a vent. And this outlet is Sarutobi Hiruzen. Is this third Hokage really the leader of a seriously injured team? If so, why were you so lively and energetic before? And you could release a large area of ninjutsu. Orochimaru is a disciple of the third Hokage, have you forgotten? What's going on? Can the disciples of the third generation kill our comrades in the village at will? Moreover, the evidence of Orochimaru's crime is clearly written on it. Human experimentation. And it was human experimentation on living people. Beast, look again. A few months ago, the third Hokage had already taken on the task of arresting Orochimaru. He is protecting his disciple. Bah, you still call him third Hokage? Bah, it's so chilling for third generation to do this. The fishing boat has been formed. At this time, Yifeng stood quietly on the top of the Hokage office building, looking at the crowd below, the corners of his mouth raised slightly. Sarutobi Hiruzen, don't you most like to establish a good person image? My favorite thing to do is to wash away all the blackness on my body. However, the blood used is the blood of compatriots. Yifeng lowered his head and looked sharply at a corner. There is a person, who is wrapped in a black wind robe. However, that person cannot escape Yifeng's senses. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This old thing is here too. At this moment, in an inconspicuous corner below, Sarutobi Hiruzen only has one pair of eyes exposed from his body. And his body began to tremble uncontrollably an hour ago. I was really so angry that I was shaking all over. However, he did not dare to step forward to refute. Because everything written in the mission report is true. There are 500 elite Anbu witnesses testifying. Where will he come out to debate? And, in the end, he did let Orochimaru go. In the final pursuit, he didn't pursue him at all, he just watched Orochimaru leave. He even knocked out 2 of Konoha's patrolling ninjas. In the next second, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt cold all over his body. He noticed an unusually sharp look staring at him. Following this look, Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately raised his head. Immediately, he saw Yi Feng standing at the top of the Hokage office building, smiling at him. Suddenly, an ominous premonition came to Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart. Yi Feng, who was at the top of the Hokage office building, suddenly stretched out his right hand and pointed to Sarutobi Hiruzen's side. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately looked around. Then, I saw 2 Anbu ninjas wearing masks. Isn't this 3rd generation, Master? Why, are you free to read the notices today? Everyone, give way. Come on, Lord 3rd Hokage is here. Everyone, make way for 3rd Hokage. The 2 Anbu ninjas shouted loudly. Sarutobi Hiruzen became anxious when he saw these 2 Anbu ninjas shouting like this. You 2 people from Anbu, I am not the 3rd Hokage. Did you get the wrong person? Wrong person. The 2 Anbu ninjas looked at each other, then grinned. How is this possible? Yesterday, 3rd Hokage-sama led us to capture Orochimaru in style. I can still remember it vividly. Yes, from the moment you came out, I felt the aura of a superior person in you. This kind of momentum can only be possessed by the 3rd Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen-sama, who leads the 500 elites of our Anbu. At the end, Anbu's voice became louder and louder. The surrounding ninjas and some civilians also began to gather here. Master Anbu, could it be a mistake? Someone asked. After all, 3rd generation is also the previous Hokage. How could it be like this? Yes, Lord Anbu, you must have mistaken the wrong person. Someone immediately began to agree. You actually admitted the wrong person. Anbu ninja nodded, then said with a smile. In that case, what is your name? Where do you live at home? What is your position? Why did you wrap it up so tightly? Why didn't you say anything? Your eyes are evasive. Who are you? Could it be that you are a traitor sent by the enemy country? You're talking nonsense. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Anbu, who was wearing a black wolf head mask, and his hands were shaking with anger. I'm not talking nonsense. Besides, all I asked were Anbu's routine inspection questions. Black wolf mask. Anbu said calmly. Hurry up, take off the black cloth you're wearing. I now seriously suspect that you are a spy sent by the enemy country to infiltrate our Konoha. Absurd. How could I be a spy sent by the enemy country? Sarutobi Hiruzen said angrily. Then what did you say to me for 2 charges? Do you think you are the 3rd Hokage? Anbu ninja sneered. I will give you at most 3 seconds to think about it, otherwise, I will arrest you according to Konoha's rules. You. Sarutobi Hiruzen was so angry that he almost vomited blood. However, he does not dare to reveal his identity. If exposed, it would really be worse than death. Quote! Anbu ninja began to count calmly. If you are not a traitor sent by the enemy country, just take off the black cloth covering your face. That's right. However, looking at him like this, he is probably a traitor. No, I'm not a traitor. Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to collapse. He looked at the crowd and replied loudly. If it's not a traitor, then what are you afraid of? Someone immediately retorted. 2. The Anbu ninja continued counting. Sarutobi Hiruzen was sweating profusely at this time. He was now in a dilemma. Neither advancing nor retreating. Reveal your identity. Get rid of suspicion. In that case, wouldn't the news that you are the target of the 3rd generation be revealed? Escape directly. There are so many ninjas around, including some masters from the Konoha family. Do you dare to escape by yourself? If you escape, you will be caught by them and then your identity will be exposed. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but shudder. That would be worse than death. 3. At this moment, Anbu Ninja's last count was finished. All the onlookers, ninjas and civilians focused their attention on Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen's forehead was already covered with sweat. No, it cannot be exposed. Escape by yourself. Sarutobi Hiruzen made a decision in his heart that he must escape from here. Earth style. Just when Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to form the seal, a pair of strange red lights burst out from the eyes of another Anbu. This is the glory of Sharingan. In an instant, Sarutobi Hiruzen's seal was broken and he fell under the illusion. Black Wolf Mask Anbu walked up to Sarutobi Hiruzen and said loudly, "Since everyone is here, let's make a testimony together." After saying that, he casually took off Sarutobi Hiruzen's fig leaf with a wave of his hand. After tearing off the black cloth covering Sarutobi Hiruzen's face, his appearance was immediately seen by the civilians and some ninjas surrounding him. At this moment, the sound of air conditioning was heard from everywhere in the square. It's really the third Hokage. It turns out it's really him. What is he doing here? No, let me put it another way. Why does he have the nerve to come here? Some bad-tempered ninjas immediately questioned it. Has a face. Look at his appearance before. Does he look like he has a face? That's right. If you had a face, you wouldn't be wrapped in that black cloth. Some of the ninjas also expressed their anger. After all, some of those who encountered Orochimaru's murderous hands were their companions. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was struggling to decipher the genjutsu. After being left alone for 5 minutes, Sarutobi Hiruzen finally cracked the genjutsu. When he woke up, his face suddenly darkened. The black cloth covering his face was gone. At the same time, his face was completely gone. Boom! Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly felt a thunderbolt blasting in his ears. He didn't dare to look at the ninjas and villagers around him. He knew that all those glances were about knives. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was gloomy. He slowly raised his head and looked fiercely at the two Anbu who had taken off his disguise and cast illusions on him. "Oh, third generation, please don't look at us with such vicious eyes." Anbu, wearing a black wolf mask, clicked his tongue. "What are you looking at?" he continued, and then he didn't give Sarutobi Hiruzen any room to speak, and said to himself, "So, third generation, are you looking at the ninja numbers of the two of us? Do you really want to know who the two of us are?" Black Wolf Head Mask Anbu smiled lightly, and then slowly took off his mask. At the same time, Anbu, the fox face mask on the side, also slowly took off his mask. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils stared at the two of them. When he saw the man in the fox mask, his pupils shrank sharply. He blurted out, "Shisui." Then, his eyes quickly focused on the other Anbu. Yi Feng slowly took off his black wolf mask and grinned at Sarutobi Hiruzen. "Third generation, long time no see. If you want to take revenge, you are welcome at any time." Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils trembled fiercely, and he even felt that the blood in his body was about to flow backwards. "This time, I was really angry and my orifices were smoking." He had long discovered how these two Anbu could be so arrogant. That's it. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a dark face and immediately left the battle without looking back. The gazes of the surrounding Konoha villagers, and the words spoken by those ninjas, all of these turned into the sharpest knives, piercing into Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart. He paused, turned around, and looked directly at Yi Feng above the Hokage office building in the distance. A contemptuous smile appeared on Yi Feng's lips above the office building. Sarutobi Hiruzen said nothing, with a dark face, and quickly disappeared from the public eye. Release wood clone. On the rooftop, Yi Feng lifted the wood clone technique. This wood clone technique is really strong, even Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't notice it. However, my goal today has been achieved. From now on, the power of the fishing boat can tear Sarutobi Hiruzen apart. Let's see if he can bear it. Next, Konoha still has two major problems that need to be solved. First, the Nine-Tails rebellion is coming. The problem with Nine-Tails is not that big, the main thing is prevention Uchiha Obito. The second question is Danzo underground. The last time Yi Feng sneaked into the roots, he also got some information about Shimura Danzo from Orochimaru. Shimura Danzo has now transplanted Hashirama cells into his body, and all Sharingan transplants have also been completed. Now he is Shimura Danzo with 11 lives. If you want to kill him, you must kill him. However, wouldn't it be a pity if he was killed just by ordinary people? Yi Feng already has some plans in mind. He wants to use Shimura Danzo to cleanse all the high-level officials in Konoha. Konoha's top brass. Yi Feng was very interested in killing them all. Yi Feng came to Konoha Anbu base. After just walking in, all the elites in Anbu cast awe-inspiring looks at Yi Feng. In yesterday's mission, they also saw that this was Yi Feng's plan. In order to let everyone see clearly who third-generation Sarutobi Hiruzen is, Yi Feng said loudly, "Anbu, who is in charge of the investigation team, all come to the third square." After saying that, Yi Feng left here leisurely. Konoha Anbu has a huge dome building above the ground. As for the underground, there are 10 huge squares, as well as countless secret rooms and secret passages. At this moment, above the number 3 underground square in Anbu, Yi Feng looked at the more than 200 people gathered here. You are all among the Konoha Anbu, and the detectives are the most outstanding elites. In front of me, almost half of the people are from the Hyuga clan, and the rest are from the Aburame clan and the Inazuka clan. There are also some members of the Uchiha clan here. Next, I will arrange an S-level mission for you. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes, looked at the ninjas in front of him, and said immediately, "The Orochimaru incident is not over yet. Orochimaru alone will not be able to plunder such resources in a short period of time. According to my investigation, the leader of the underground route organization, the encirclement group, and Orochimaru have close contacts. So, your next goal is to find the deal between Orochimaru and Shimura Danzo before October. This mission can only succeed. You are all elites in Anbu. The first mission has failed. I don't want the second mission to fail too." "Yes, Sir Minister." Anbu, the 200 detectives on the square, immediately shouted. "This is a top-secret mission, and there are only one requirement for the mission." Yi Feng said lightly, "Retrieve the information safely." Yes, after the mission was released, Yi Feng left the Anbu base directly. It's just Danzo. It would be too easy to kill him directly. It must be a public execution. Just like Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's now August. Yi Feng also made a request to Yuhihong and moved his family to Konoha Anbu. After all, who can guarantee whether Sarutobi Hiruzen or Shimura Danzo will jump over the wall in a hurry? Yi Feng really couldn't trust their character. As night fell, Yi Feng returned to his home. Looking at the sumptuous dinner, Yuhihong and Uazuki Yuyan looked forward to their return home. Yi Feng smiled. He liked this feeling. Therefore, in order to preserve this feeling, he must become stronger. So powerful that it's scary. So powerful that you have no scruples. A few dozen meters underground in Konoha. Sarutobi, look at you, you have turned into a rat that everyone shouts and beats when crossing the street. Shimura Danzo looked at his old friend with a look of regret on his face. In these 10 days, Sarutobi Hiruzen went from being a high-ranking third-generation member to a rat that let loose and rebellious ninja. No one knew if he came over. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was still wearing the third Hokage's wind robe. However, his face looked older than before, and the whole person's complexion is also very ugly. This Yi Feng, who would have thought that at such a young age, the city would be so deep? Sarutobi Hiruzen said after the words Yi Feng, a strong murderous intention appeared in his eyes. If he wasn't afraid that he couldn't beat Yi Feng, he would have taken action long ago. Now he doesn't dare to appear in front of the people of Konoha village. The conniving villagers would not say anything on the surface, but Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that as long as he turned his head, they will start talking about it. So, do you have any plans? Shimura Danzo's eyes drooped slightly. He wanted to know what choice his old friend would make in a desperate situation. No, I have absolutely nothing to do. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turned painful. I have a solution here. Shimura Danzo said expressionlessly. If my method succeeds, then it is not impossible for you to take charge of the Hokage again. What can I do? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Shimura Danzo hysterically. Are you sure you want to listen? Shimura Danzo half squinted his eyes. This method is not a visible one. Tell me. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath. Do you think I can still see the light now? Okay, Shimura Danzo nodded heavily. Half a year ago, I dealt with a mysterious person. That person calls himself Uchiha Madara. What? Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned, with a look of horror on his face. Uchiha Madara, isn't he already dead? Yes, that person is not Uchiha Madara at all, but I don't have any information about him. His goal was to seize Nine-Tails, so I asked him to capture some members of the Uchiha clan to exchange information with me. What? Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned again. He had no idea that Shimura Danzo actually had such a deal. I also told him Uzumaki Kushina's delivery time. In less than a month, Uzumaki Kushina will give birth. At that time, the power to seal Nine-Tails will be at its weakest. At that time, he wants to use this to control Nine-Tails. Then, launch the Nine-Tails Rebellion. After finishing speaking, Shimura Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen quietly, wondering, this is the time. What will be your choice? Join or give up? In fact, Shimura Danzo has always had a deep obsession in his heart. That was when we were performing missions in the Kingdom of Thunder with second generation. At that time, Senju Tobarama asked who would like to stay after the break. Shimura Danzo is ready. However, just when he was about to speak out, the fear deep in his heart spread crazily. The tightness only took over Shimura Danzo's brain for a moment. And because he was so hesitant, Sarutobi Hiruzen snatched this opportunity away. Because of this, he also missed the position of Hokage. Since then, Shimura Danzo has been dissatisfied. It's just that he's afraid of death, isn't he? Sarutobi Hiruzen afraid? Why, it was obviously me who had the idea of enlightenment first. His thoughts drifted back, and he silently looked at the silent Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of him. The Nine-Tails Rebellion is about to break out, and he wants to know what Sarutobi Hiruzen will choose. Danzo, aren't you afraid that I will tell Minato about this? After a long time, Sarutobi Hiruzen lowered his head and said. You won't. Shimura Danzo smiled coldly. I won't. Sarutobi Hiruzen clenched his fists tightly. Yes, I won't. Minato is just a puppet in my hands. After finishing speaking, he raised his head and looked at Shimura Danzo. Tell me, what is the specific plan? The plan is also very simple. A smile appeared on Shimura Danzo's lips. I have already got the answer. It turns out that you, Sarutobi Hiruzen, are also a person who is greedy for life and afraid of death. At that time, if he comes here, then we will tell him the delivery position of Uzumaki Kushina. Then let him detonate the Nine-Tails Rebellion. When the time comes, let Nine-Tails destroy part of the village first and kill everyone. Then, we take action, you go trap Nine-Tails, and I go kill the man who calls himself Uchiha Madara. In the end, we worked together to subdue Nine-Tails and then blamed Yifeng for the incident. He can use the power of the fishing boat, and so can we. Don't forget, Sarutobi, the only ones who can control Nine-Tails are the Uchiha clan. And the Uchiha clan is in the same group as Yifeng. Shimura Danzo finished talking about his plan. Okay, Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled coldly. When the time comes, we two brothers will join forces again. Shimura Danzo smiled and nodded. At the same time, he sneered in his heart, Hiruzen, you have fallen after all. You still want to be in Hokage's position. Ha 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 ha. Little did Sarutobi Hiruzen know at this moment that he had already become a pawn of Shimura Danzo. 2 months passed slowly. During this period of time, Konoha also started a major reform system. The first is that the Uchiha clan's residence has once again moved to the central area of Konoha. The Uchiha clan also underwent a major internal reorganization. Therefore, the Uchiha clan's guard force has also become much more restrained now. In the same way, we have become friendly with each other. After all, everyone in the Uchiha clan is basically a tsundere. After letting go of the sense of superiority that they didn't know where it came from, they discovered that they could actually gain more recognition. Recognition is very important to the people of Uchiha. Several other big families in Konoha village also followed the Uchiha clan's methods. Lower your proud head, and you will gain something even better. At the same time, Konoha's merit record also began to be vigorously implemented. It's not just people from Anbu who can be on the list. Even ordinary ninjas can make the list. Of course, only those who have made significant contributions can join. However, Anbu people will be on the Konoha Anbu elite ranking list. The name on the list represents his status in Anbu. Of course, all the names on the list are code names of Anbu. For example, the code name of Yifeng in Anbu is just one word, night. Just like Shisui, Anbu's code name is Shun. As for Uchiha Itachi, it's the code name, knife. I don't know how this guy came up with the idea of using his knife as his code name in Anbu. The Anbu Elite Monument stands in front of the Anbu base. As long as the name is on it, everyone will be in awe. And the people in Anbu are also crazy about improving their strength. I only hope that one day my name will appear on the Anbu selected monument. Because it represents honor. Moreover, the current Anbu in Konoha is no longer the Anbu who lived in the darkness before. All the ninja couldn't help but desperately wanted to join Anbu. First of all, not to mention the multiple benefits, just such an honor is enough to drive them crazy. Minato's home. Yifeng received Minato's invitation with Yurihong and Uoyuki Shion and came to his home as a guest. Because, in about 10 days, Uzumaki Kushina's due date will be. Yifeng, I really don't know how to thank you. Minato picked up a glass of wine and stood up to toast Yifeng. Teacher Minato, there is nothing to thank you for. Yifeng smiled and drank a glass of wine. There's one more thing. Minato put down his wine glass, a trace of sadness rising on his face. He looked at Uzumaki Kushina beside him. In 10 days, Kushina will give birth. I hope Nine-Tails will be fine. Don't worry, Minato. Uzumaki Kushina smiled. Nine-Tails has been very honest since the last time Yifeng looked at my belly. In the golden space, Nine-Tails shouted, this woman is too presumptuous. I'm not afraid of you. Yifeng, okay, I understand. In front of Nine-Tails, Yifeng sat cross-legged on the ground casually. It seems that Nine-Tails is also scared. However, Yifeng also carefully calculated the strength between himself and Nine-Tails. Finally, Yifeng came to a fact. It seems that I can hoist Nine-Tails. Kurama looked at the whirlpool of triumph in the outside world, Kushina. It couldn't bear it anymore and roared in Uzumaki Kushina's mental space. Uzumaki Kushina, don't be so proud. Do you believe that I will tell you everything about you and Minato? Outside, Uzumaki Kushina's face suddenly turned red after hearing Nine-Tails' warning. Then she had no choice but to shut her mouth wisely. This kind of thing, this Nine-Tails. Kushina, what's wrong with you? Why are you turning so red all of a sudden? Minato asked with concern on his face. I'm fine. Uzumaki Kushina waved her hands hurriedly. In the golden spiritual space, Yifeng looked at Nine-Tails who looked triumphant and couldn't help but laugh. Kurama, I can't tell you are still a collector. What? Kurama moved his fox ears, curled his lips and said, what's there to collect about that kind of thing? It's not interesting at all. Yifeng shrugged, pathetic Nine-Tails. By the way, Yifeng, our previous agreement. Kurama suddenly lowered his voice, and he cautiously tested it. Don't worry, I will abide by the original conditions. Yifeng smiled. On the day Uzumaki Kushina gives birth, someone will definitely come to cause trouble. After you come out, just be obedient, don't scream, don't destroy, and leave the rest to me. Yeah, Kurama nodded. He was free now, what else could he destroy? The reason for destruction is not the lack of freedom. Kurama doesn't want to think about anything now, he just wants to fight for freedom. The next day, Yifeng came to Konoha Anbu base, and then took the 2-month minister. Anbu's investigation team took out all the information obtained from the route. Among these information, there are many crimes of Shimura Danzo. Among them are many of Shimura Danzo and Orochimaru's previous dealings. There are even some clues about the news of human body modification and transplantation in this information. However, being able to find out here is enough to prove that Konoha's Anbu really tried his best to investigate. Yifeng took this information and left Anbu base. 5 minutes later, Yifeng appeared in Hokage's office. Yifeng, what can I do for you? After Minato saw Yifeng, he stood up from his seat in a hurry. Yifeng smiled and then handed the information in his hand to Minato. Minato-sensei, read it first. Okay. Minato nodded, opened the information in his hand, and started reading slowly. At this moment, Kakashi and Shisui, followed by Yamato, entered the Hokage office. Yamato has become completely familiar with Kakashi and others during this period of time. Therefore, after seeing Yifeng, he hurriedly walked over and said to Yifeng, Master Yifeng. What are you calling me, sir? I'm out of sight. Yifeng waved his hand. Then Yifeng senpai, Yamato said, okay, it's up to you. Yifeng nodded. Nowadays, Yamato can be regarded as a member of Anbu good, but he is still in the development stage. Yamato is now a year or two older than me. This is really not enough to see. His special wood style will take at least a few years to gain some popularity. I didn't expect what Shimura Danzo has done in these years. At this time, Minato's angry voice came. These are just what Anbu has found. If you insist on talking about it, it can only be regarded as the tip of the iceberg. Yifeng walked up to Minato and said calmly. Furthermore, according to Shimura Danzo's virtue, he will not be so willing to continue to lurk in the world. Recently, I sent Anbu to investigate Sarutobi Hiruzen's residence. Sarutobi Hiruzen has been away since he came back 10 days ago. And the place where he disappeared last was the entrance to the roots of Konoha. Minato's face changed when he heard this, and he said in a deep voice, Yifeng, you mean? Sarutobi Hiruzen has joined forces with Shimura Danzo now. Yes. Yifeng smiled. A dog jumps over the wall in a hurry. After jumping over the wall, it naturally wants to find its companions. Then what should we do? Minato glanced at the document in his hand and frowned. Recently, if nothing else happens, Shimura Danzo will take action. Yifeng narrowed his eyes. If I were Shimura Danzo, then I would never let go of this opportunity for Nine-Tails Jinchuriki to give birth. The day Kushina gave birth, Minato also had a look of annoyance on his face at this time. I foolishly believed in Sarutobi Hiruzen at first, but now it seems that he has mastered all my secrets. There's nothing to regret. Yifeng smiled lightly. Even if you didn't tell them, they would still know about it. Besides, this matter is not a secret in the eyes of Konoha's senior officials. Then what should we do next? Minato also became a little anxious. After all, this matter is related to the lives of Kushina and her unborn child. When soldiers come, they will be blocked, and when water comes, the soil will cover them up. Yifeng smiled confidently. Yifeng really didn't take this matter to heart. Nine-Tails was now on his side. Then the only people to deal with are Obito and Shimura Danzo. As for Sarutobi Hiruzen, Yifeng didn't even look at it. His strength is barely cage level at best, and he probably can't even beat Shimura Danzo. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen is nothing to be afraid of. Now, the day when Uzumaki Kushina is due to give birth is getting closer. Anbu from Konoha also started to get busy. Minato's nerves began to get tense. The delivery location this time was chosen in the back mountains of Konoha. In the original work, because she was afraid that Nine-Tails would escape the seal, she chose to move to a secret cave outside Konoha village for the birth. But for now, the delivery location this time was chosen by Yifeng. In an Anbu base in the back mountains of Konoha. There are densely packed Anbu ninjas all around. Even, to ensure safety, Yifeng also brought Uchiha Fugaku here. With the two Mangekyo Shisui and Fugaku, Yifeng is really a little worried. He was worried, what would do if Obito didn't come? A few days later, Uzumaki Kushina's delivery day has arrived. At the same time, the roots of Konoha dozens of meters underground. Shimura Danzo looked at the many root ninjas who had gathered in front of him and nodded secretly. You are all the most elite ninjas in Konoha village. You must have noticed the changes in Konoha village in the past few months. Minato secretly conspired with Yifeng to plan Orochimaru's defection. Then he rewrote the mission report and brought down the three groups. And, according to my information, today is the day Nine-Tails Jinchuriki gives birth. He wants to release Nine-Tails and destroy the entire Konoha village. According to my investigation, Yifeng is a traitor sent by the enemy country. When Shimura Danzo said this, he paused and then said solemnly. The task this time is very simple. Use all your strength. Eradicate Yifeng and his group. Yes, all the nearly 1,000 root ninjas in the square below said in a low voice. These people have already lost their souls and live under the control of Danzo. These people have already become soulless zombies. Start taking action. Shimura Danzo shouted. All the rude ninjas in the square disappeared here. Sarutobi, it's your turn next. Shimura Danzo turned around and said quietly. Just as he finished speaking, from the darkness behind him, Sarutobi Hiruzen wearing a Hokage robe slowly walked out. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face had long lost its previous kindness and was full of viciousness. Danzo, if I can still take over this time, the new 4th Hokage will be you BJBG. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at his old friend and said seriously. Okay, Shimura Danzo smiled slightly, this time, I will try my best to help you. Yes, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded, and then left here with a confident look. Shimura Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen's back and smiled faintly. Sarutobi, things have come to this point, and you are still so naive. I am the new 4th Hokage. He. Shimura Danzo slowly raised his left hand. Excuse me, are you worthy? He doesn't deserve it. Just when Shimura Danzo finished speaking, an Uzumaki-shaped space opened behind him. And a man wearing an Uzumaki mask appeared in front of Shimura Danzo. Uchiha Obito slowly walked up to Shimura Danzo. Yes, he is not worthy. Shimura Danzo glanced at the ally around him. The location where Nine-Tails Jinchuriki gave birth is here. Shimura Danzo took out a scroll from his arms. Uchiha Obito glanced at Shimura Danzo, and after taking the information scroll, he asked. I'm curious, what can you get from working with me? Hokage's position. Shimura Danzo's eyes dropped slightly. That's it. Uchiha Obito shook his head. That's all. Obito activated Kamui and disappeared here. Shimura Danzo smiled coldly. That's it. No, the Hokage position is just activated. In the mountains behind Konoha, the sky was already darkening at this moment. In the Anbu base, Uzumaki Kushina's delivery has begun. Outside, Minato walked back and forth at the entrance of the base with a worried look on his face. Yi Feng was leaning against a big tree. On the other side of the big tree, Shisui, Kakashi, and Itachi are all here. Everyone's spirits became tense. Yi Feng seems to have closed his eyes, but in fact he has simulated all the surrounding scenes in his brain. Coupled with Chakra's perception, Yi Feng can instantly detect any slightest movement. In the back mountain Anbu base, Uzumaki Kushina has reached the final moment. Suddenly, a baby's noisy sound came. Naruto is born. At this moment, 10 Uzumaki spaces suddenly appeared in the Anbu base. Outside, Yi Feng's fingers moved slightly. Here it comes. Uchiha Obito is here after all. Will it trigger the Nine-Tails rebellion? With a thought, Yi Feng sank into the golden spiritual space. Kurama, do you feel it? Yi Feng asked with a smile. Yeah, Kurama moved his huge head. He held his head high and said in a low voice. That person has already started to take action, but he seems to be from the Uchiha clan. I can feel those evil eyes. If this continues, I will be controlled by him. Kurama became a little anxious. It's okay. Yi Feng smiled. I already took action before he could control you. This is what you said. Don't break your words. Kurama moved his ears. After you come out, just stay calm. Yi Feng said again. Yes, I understand. Kurama nodded quietly. At this moment, Uchiha Obito has already started to take action. Nine-Tails, come out. Uchiha Obito seized an opportunity and immediately released the seal that sealed Nine-Tails. At the same time, throughout the valley, a terrifying aura suddenly emitted. Boom! The entire valley cracked open. The huge body of Nine-Tails appeared in front of everyone. Everyone's expressions changed. Nine-Tails, break the seal. Without even thinking about it, Minato entered Anbu's secret room with a flying thunder god technique. At this moment, the top of Anbu's secret room is gone. Obviously, this is where Nine-Tails comes from. In front of him, the man wearing an Uzumaki mask was holding newborn Naruto in his arms. 4th Hokage, Obito said coldly. On one side is Nine-Tails who wants to cause trouble to the village, and on the other side is the newly born child. I just don't know which side you will protect. Minato's brows furrowed fiercely. Below, Uzumaki Kushina said with a weak look, Minato, save the child. Kushina, don't worry. Minato gave Uzumaki Kushina a reassuring look. Haha, I want to see how you can save me. Uchiha Obito laughed evilly. At this moment, both sides were in a stalemate. Minato became increasingly anxious. There are 9-tails outside who are wreaking havoc on the village, and there is another person here who doesn't know his true identity. Wait, why is there no big movement outside? It's so lively here. At this moment, Yi Feng walked in leisurely carrying a black knife. Behind him were several Anbu ninjas. Yi Feng. Uchiha Obito gritted his teeth and said after seeing Yi Feng. Oh, isn't this the person who attacked me a long time ago? Yi Feng smiled lightly. Uchiha Obito narrowed his eyes. He didn't know what Yi Feng's purpose was here. Catch yourself. Probably not. You have the child of the fourth Hokage in your hands. Hey, isn't it nice for everyone to be harmonious? Yi Feng sighed softly. Then he walked towards Uchiha Obito calmly. Everyone was sweating in their hearts, but the next scene shocked them. The masked man, who originally had a murderous look on his face, froze on the spot. Yi Feng took Naruto back from his hands, but he remained the same, motionless. Teacher Minato. Yi Feng smiled and handed Naruto over to Minato. Minato took it blankly, his eyes filled with disbelief. Yi Feng took out an immortal talisman redeemed from the system from his arms, and then placed it on the forehead of Kushina Uzumaki. Then, streaks of green light covered her body. I can't stand it anymore. At this moment, Anbu suddenly said behind Yi Feng. At this time, Uchiha Obito finally broke free from the shadow imitation technique. Anbu, who was behind Yi Feng, took off his mask and revealed his appearance. It's Nara Shikaku. At this time, the shadow under his feet also slowly retracted. Minato reacted when he saw this. It turns out to be shadow imitation. Nara Luju is the helper Yi Feng specially found before. Just to prevent Uchiha Obito from doing this. As a result, I didn't expect that I hit the right spot. Uchiha Obito is really good at it. Okay, very good. Uchiha Obito smiled coldly. What a fourth Hokage. For the sake of my own children, 9-tails doesn't care. Are you just going to let 9-tails go out and destroy the village and kill your companions? Excuse me, is 9-tails destroying the village now? Yi Feng asked with a smile. What? Uchiha Obito was stunned, and immediately left to show Kamui. He just let 9-tails break through the seal, and he didn't have time to control 9-tails with the Mangekyo Sharingan. Minato used the Flying Thunder God to leave here with the Whirlpool Kushina and the newborn Naruto. Then he appeared in the back mountains of Konoha again. However, just after arriving here, he was a little dumbfounded. All I saw was 9-tails yelling in front of me. Hey, hey, hey. You despicable humans, can you stay away from me? What are you looking at? I'm talking about you. Do you believe that I will slap you to death with my paw? Stop coming here. Why do you all look so fierce? Huh, do you want to fight? 9-tails waved its claws, only to destroy the surrounding rocks and trees. And still avoid the crowds. It doesn't dare to kill people now. After all, 9-tails promised Yi Feng to be honest after coming out. However, after being sealed for so many years, there is always some resentment in my heart. Now I can only vent my anger on the surrounding rocks and trees. 9-tails. At this time, at the top of the big tree, Uchiha Obito shouted coldly. How can this 9-tails be so peaceful? Don't you hate Konoha the most? If you weren't from Konoha, you would have been free long ago. The people of Konoha want to kill you and then do it quickly. Kurama's fox pupils stood up, and at this time, Uchiha Obito also began to use his Mangekyo pupil technique. For a time, the hatred in Kurama's heart also began to consume its heart. A red chakra began to appear on its body. The breath also became violent. The ferocity belonging to 9-tails also began to slowly unfold. At the same time, all civilians and ninjas in the entire Konoha village woke up. 9-tails' previous movements were quite big. Plus this time the emotions of anger and hatred were leaked. Everyone in Konoha woke up. That's it. 9-tails. Uchiha Obito yelled, start the endless killing. Kill these people who want to destroy you. Roar. Sure enough, the viciousness in Wu Xing's body was completely driven out by Uchiha Obito. Its eyes were already red, and the violent chakra began to surround the surface around it. At the same time, 9-tails opened his huge mouth. The red chakra group and the dark blue energy group began to gather together. Obviously, 9-tails is planning to release the tailed beast bomb. Everyone, retreat, Minato yelled after seeing this scene. Notify Anbu to evacuate the villagers of Konoha village. Ha 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 ha, Uchiha Obito laughed crazily at the top of the big tree in the distance. Destroy, Nine-Tails, fight to your heart's content. Below, Shisui and Fugaku are both planning to take action. Although taking action is likely to expose one's own strength. It may even be used by someone with ulterior motives later, but if we don't take action now, many people will die. After all, the power of the tailed beast bomb is no joke. Just when they were about to take action, a faint voice came. Nine-Tails, be quiet. Below Nine-Tails, a black figure is holding a knife at an angle. And the words just now came from his mouth. Nine-Tails had entered a state of rage at this time. It slowly lowered its head, wanting to see who dared to challenge its majesty. The moment it saw Yi Feng, Nine-Tails' huge body actually trembled violently. At the same time, the tailed beast bomb it suddenly dissipated directly between heaven and earth. At this time, in Nine-Tails' eyes, a murderous god from hell seemed to emerge behind Yi Feng. This strange phenomenon, as well as the oppression released by Yi Feng, made Nine-Tails wake up instantly. Yes, even though I am Nine-Tails, even though I am very strong, I almost forgot about it. In Konoha village, there is someone who is more pervert than me. This person is Yi Feng in front of me. That person who is full of secrets. Nine-Tails couldn't help but tremble when he thought of this, and whispered. I was wrong. At this scene, everyone was stunned. What's happening here? Nine-Tails, who was so furious just now, actually chose to stop under Yi Feng's words. Not only that, in their eyes, Nine-Tails seems to be afraid of Yi Feng. At this moment, the surrounding Anbu ninjas, as well as Minato Kakashi and his group were all stunned. Is this really fake? We'll talk about your business later. Yi Feng smiled lightly. As long as Nine-Tails calms down, then the next step is to deal with Uchiha Obito. Yi Feng locked his eyes on the masked man on the big tree in the distance. At this moment, Uchiha Obito's face was also very ugly. Nine-Tails actually listens to humans. Thinking of this, Obito set his sights on Yi Feng below. When he looked over, his expression suddenly became stern. Because Yi Feng's figure is no longer there. Suddenly, Obito felt like he had lost control of his right arm. At the moment of life and death, Uchiha Obito immediately activates Kamui's hollow ability. At the same time, a pitch-black knife penetrated Uchiha Obito's body. Good reflexes. Yi Feng's light voice came from behind Obito. Then, suddenly disappeared. Uchiha Obito was suddenly sweating profusely. He looked at his right arm with a horrified expression. The incision was flat and his right arm had been destroyed. What a terrifying speed this is. Obito's face was extremely ugly. If his reflexes were not stronger than ordinary people's, he would have been cut in half right now. What a terrifying speed, he is even more powerful than the last time I saw him. Suddenly, Uchiha Obito felt a strong sense of crisis. You can't stay here for long. You only have 5 minutes in Kamui Hollow. If Yi Feng attacks him continuously, he will most likely die here in the end. Call out. Just as Uchiha Obito was thinking, the black knife penetrated his body again. Uchiha Obito took a deep breath and did not close Kamui himself. He jumped up and jumped down from the big tree. During this period, Yi Feng attacked no less than dozens of times. Both people came to the grass below. Uchiha Obito looked at Yi Feng with a serious look. He probably didn't know the secret of his Mangekyo. Thinking of this, he whispered. Yi Feng, what's the point of us continuing to have a stalemate like this? He wanted Yi Feng to hold back a little, so that he could escape safely. As for Nine-Tails, Uchiha Obito doesn't plan to have it either. Anyway, the process of collecting tailed beasts and sealing them is also the final seal of Nine-Tails. He is not in a hurry, just let Nine-Tails stay in Konoha and become a disaster. Although the safety of Nine-Tails made him doubtful, Nine-Tails is Nine-Tails. There is always a chance of cholera. Yi Feng held the knife and looked at Uchiha Obito in front of him. Don't worry, let's just spend it like this. I would like to see whether you escape faster or I cut you faster. Afterwards, the two people became deadlocked. Behind Yi Feng, a group of people came here. Yi Feng, Anbu just got the information, and everyone at the route seems to have been mobilized. Shisui said softly. Sure enough, Shimura Danzo can't help it anymore. Yi Feng smiled softly. 0. Next, Anbu and Konoha shinobi all move out. For the ninja at the root. Those who disobey orders will be killed. Those who do not choose to surrender will be killed. Anyone who dares to resist will be killed. The mission code name this time is Siege. Yes, Mr. Bucho. Shisui immediately accepted the order. Afterwards, he took Kakashi and Itachi and left here immediately. Teacher Minato, if you rush over now, you may be able to meet your teacher's teacher. Yi Feng said suddenly. Teacher's teacher. Minato's expression suddenly changed. Sarutobi Hiruzen. He gritted his teeth and immediately activated the Flying Thunder God technique and disappeared without a trace. At this moment, Minato's lungs were about to burst with anger. If the attack on Uzumaki Kushina this time is really related to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Thinking of this, Minato increased the speed of his steps. Here, only a few people were left to surround Nine-Tails, who was sitting quietly on the ground. As for Yi Feng, only Uchiha and 11 people are left. It seems that you, Yi Feng, are the biggest variable in Konoha. Uchiha Obito said coldly. So what if it does, so what if it doesn't? Yi Feng raised the black knife and smiled softly. There is 1 minute left before 5 minutes. What? Uchiha Obito's face suddenly darkened when he heard this. He's waiting for the cooldown time of his Kamui. How did he know his Kamui's secret? Does he know himself? Impossible. No one in Konoha knows him. So how did he know his secret? It's just as I expected. Yi Feng said again. Are you deceiving me? Uchiha Obito yelled angrily. Yi Feng smiled casually. You can cheat if you want. Tried him. Yi Feng really didn't have that intention, it was just Uchiha Obito. In front of others, perhaps everything about him is a secret that no one knows. But, for us, the secret. It doesn't exist. Time passed slowly. The cooldown time for Uchiha Obito's Kamui has arrived. Yi Feng raised the corner of his mouth slightly, raised the black knife, and put force on his feet instantly. Moving at supersonic speed, he suddenly arrived behind Uchiha Obito. Immediately, Yi Feng said calmly. One sword Shira. One sword Shira. Yi Feng's voice floated to Uchiha Obito's ears. This made Uchiha Obito tremble, and an atmosphere of death filled his brain. Under the mask, his left eye released a strange red light. Then, the black knife in Yi Feng's hand fell down. Uchiha Obito's body suddenly split into two. The bodies are separated. But the next second later, Uchiha Obito's body slowly disappeared. Finally, he reappeared on the grass not far in front of Yi Feng. Izanagi, Yi Feng murmured. In the distance, Uchiha Obito has entered Izanagi's invincible time. During this time, he can use Kamui to escape at will. However, before leaving, he wanted to kill Yi Feng. Because, he could feel that if Yi Feng was not killed, there would definitely be a series of troubles in the future. After Yi Feng sensed the murderous aura in Uchiha Obito, he smiled. Do you think you can kill me with Izanagi? Uchiha Obito said nothing and began to look for opportunities to prepare for action. At this time, Yi Feng swung the black knife and put it back into his scabbard. Thor is coming. Yi Feng raised his hand. Terrifying thunder suddenly crashed down from 300 in the sky. In an instant, Uchiha Obito was stunned. The next second, he was resurrected. However, this time his eyes were full of horror. Great Flame Emperor. Yi Feng raised his hand and used another S-level peak ninjutsu. Lightning Water Dragon Bomb. Boom, boom. In these short 2 minutes, Uchiha Obito didn't know how many times he was killed. Not bad. Yi Feng clapped his hands and then raised his right hand. Streams of red-colored chakra began to gather continuously. How is this chakra more violent than Nine-Tails'? Uchiha Obito looked at the chakra in Yi Feng's hand in disbelief. He also thought that this was Nine-Tails' chakra, but since Nine-Tails was still sitting there obediently, it definitely wasn't the case. But in fact, what he didn't know was that it was a combination of the chakra in Yi Feng's body and the Nine-Tails chakra. Even stronger than Nine-Tails chakra. Otherwise, Li Wu would not listen to Yi Feng so honestly. Kurama Rasengan. The Kurama Rasengan in Yi Feng's hand has condensed to the size of 10 meters. Then, Yi Feng threw the Kurama Rasengan in his hand. Ouch! Yi Feng, I told you not to name it after me. Nine-Tails, who was sitting on the ground in the distance, howled immediately after hearing Yi Feng's words. Yi Feng curled his lips and ignored Nine-Tails, and the Uchiha in front of him was the military minister who died in Yi Feng for the first time. Then they were resurrected together. At this time, Uchiha Obito was completely shocked by Yi Feng. What kind of monster is this? I won't say that you don't need to form seals to activate ninjutsu. All the ninjutsu released are S level. Moreover, after so many ninjutsu, the king did not see any weakness in Yi Feng. Is it possible that the chakra in your body is unlimited? At this moment, Yi Feng looked at the power caused by his ninjutsu and nodded secretly. Yes, this power barely reaches S level. Are you practicing tricks with me? Uchiha Obito heard this and said angrily. You can see this, it's amazing. Yi Feng couldn't help but give a thumbs up. Uchiha Obito said angrily. He even seemed to be losing his mind. Obito, calm down, let's leave first. At this time, Afei reminded him hurriedly. Uchiha Obito snorted, started Kamui and left here quickly. This time, Uchiha Obito was completely defeated. His right arm was cut off and a Sharingan was consumed, forcing Izanagi to be released. Yi Feng couldn't help but sigh when he saw Uchiha Obito leaving here. My current strength is already very strong, so strong that I can pervert. However, he encountered Obito, who had the strongest bug Sharingan, even though he could kill him. But equally, if he wants to run, he can't stop him. What's more, at the end, Senju Hashirama, Uchiha Madara, all of them are ruthless characters. You must become stronger. If you want to become stronger, you must unlock the 4th level gene lock. However, how to solve this is indeed a troublesome matter. Now the progress of unlocking cannot depend on practice. After Yi Feng reaches the 3rd level, there are only 2 times to improve the progress. The first time was when I was simulating the acquisition of Nine-Tails chakra, and it improved a bit. The second time was when I was simulating the acquisition of wood style, and I improved a bit. Thinking of this, Yi Feng already had a plan in mind. It seems that I want to improve the progress. You must integrate these powerful escape techniques or energies. Yi Feng came to Nine-Tails. There are already a lot of Anbu ninjas around, as well as some people from big families all coming here. If you take a closer look, you will see that many of them are familiar faces to Yi Feng. Fugaku from the Uchiha clan, Hyuga Hiyashi and Hyuga Hazashi from the Hyuga clan. There are also the Inuzuka clan and the Aburame clan. Even, the Ino-Shika-Cho combination is here. Yi Feng, what should we do? Fugaku came to Yi Feng's side and asked in a low voice. This is not easy. Yi Feng smiled. Then he walked up to Kurama. At this time, Kurama lowered his head and whispered, I was controlled by that guy just now. That tailed beast bomb before was not what I meant. Also, I didn't destroy the buildings in Konoha village. I just destroyed some trees and rocks. When the surrounding ninjas saw Kurama's compromising appearance, everyone's faces were filled with disbelief. At this time, Kurama is scared. If Yi Feng doesn't follow the previous agreement, he will die. Others may not know it, but Kurama knows it. It only took Yi Feng a few hours to learn all the wood styles of first Hokage. Even if he can't use the wood style, the ordinary wood style is enough to trap him. Not to mention, he also has so many sealing techniques from the Uzumaki clan. Now Nine-Tails even doubts whether he is being targeted by Yi Feng. Kurama, be quiet, I didn't say anything. Yi Feng waved his hands to quiet Kurama. Kurama nodded and sat quietly in front of Yi Feng. You're too tall. Get smaller. Don't refuse in a hurry. I know you can get smaller. Yi Feng raised his head, twisted his neck and said. What? Let me become a little kid. I won't do it. Kurama suddenly howled and screamed. A dangerous aura burst out from Yi Feng's eyes. I won't do it. I don't dare. Kurama muttered, and immediately in full view of the public, it turned into a cute little Nine-Tails. All the surrounding ninjas looked at each other in shock. They were so big, but they had become so small. What are you looking at? Believe it or not, I ate you. Nine-Tails said angrily. However, it looks like it has no lethality at all. Stop howling. Yi Feng stretched out his right hand and hit Nine-Tails hard on the head. This knock really made the hearts of those around me beat hard. Brother, That's Nine-Tails, please take it easy. Here, sign this. Yi Feng took out a document from his arms. The document states a 5-year contract to protect Yi Feng. Hey, Yi Feng, don't you still believe what I say? Nine-Tails shouted. I don't believe it. Yi Feng shook his head, who knows if you will run away one day. Am I that kind of person? Nine-Tails said with a grin. Are you human? No. Then sign. Sign it and sign it. Nine-Tails scratched his head, then dipped his paw in ink and wrote Kurama's name on it. Yi Feng looked at the contract in his hand with great satisfaction. Perhaps Kurama didn't know that it was just an ordinary document contract. However, this contract was redeemed by Yi Feng from the system. As long as there is this contract, within these 5 years. If Nine-Tails reveals any trace of murderous intent, he will faint directly. And Yi Feng could also feel it immediately. After all, Yi Feng should also be careful, verbal agreements are useless. Furthermore, the seemingly well-behaved Nine-Tails in front of us is actually the complete Nine-Tails. Nine-Tails where the yin and yang chakra all come together. In the original work, only half of Chakra's 9 tails are so strong that they can defeat all other tailed beasts. Not to mention the complete 9 tails. Nip problems in the bud. Yi Feng looked at Nine-Tails, who looked uninformed in front of him, and smiled lightly. Okay, Kurama, let's start again, just follow me. Yes. Nine-Tails nodded, then climbed directly onto Yi Feng's shoulders and squatted down quietly. Afterwards, Yi Feng left here leisurely amid the extremely shocked eyes of everyone. At the same time, all the ninjas in the underground routes came out. Even, Sarutobi Hiruzen took the lead with these people. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was very excited. Because, in his opinion, after this incident, his name will become loud again. Tame 9 tails. Save Konoha from danger. At that time, all he has to do is raise his arms and everyone in Konoha will tend to him. I only need to say that Minato and Yi Feng joined forces to deceive them and deceive Konoha. In this case, he can force Minato to step down. At that time, the Hokage's position will not be yours. Me, Sarutobi Hiruzen, still the Hokage of Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted, Root Ninja, come with me, kill these rebels. He was already a little crazy. In the distance, Minato, who came here to support, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen who was falling into madness with a sad face. Ultimately eradicate the roots. Minato raised his palm, then waved it down boldly. Yes, Lord Hokage. Behind him, countless ninjas immediately took the order. Night has fallen, and the ninjas at the root are basically out in full force. Some people will surrender and keep their lives. Some people would rather die than obey, so kill them. This time, Minato is no longer soft-hearted. In the underground route, Shimura Danzo looked at the information from the root ninja with some disbelief. I can't even believe it. Nine-Tails doesn't know why, but an Anfin didn't launch a plan to destroy Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen leads the root ninja to attack Konoha Anbu. Shimura Danzo stood up from his throne. This Sarutobi, what on earth is he doing? If there is no riot in 9 tails, he must come back. This time, if Sarutobi Hiruzen is arrested, he may be implicated. Shimura Danzo took a deep breath and said heavily, let all the ninjas at the root come back. Yes, Lord Danzo. The root ninja accepted the order and disappeared here immediately. Shimura Danzo sat back on his throne, his eyes slightly lowered, and he already had a plan in mind. And he also became curious in his heart. Since he had seen 9 tails, it proved that the masked man had succeeded. However, for some reason Chu Wei failed to launch the attack as planned. In Konoha village, the root ninjas quickly retreated after receiving Danzo's order. Sarutobi Hiruzen also discovered this problem, and he immediately yelled, what are you doing? Why retreat? We are about to win. However, no basic ninja responded to him. At this time, groups of dark ninjas surrounded Sarutobi Hiruzen who had not had time to retreat. You dare to arrest me? I am the 3rd Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruzen became furious. Then his hands began to form seals. 5 Escape. Dalian Bullet Technique. Crazy Sarutobi Hiruzen is already preparing to use his strongest escape technique. Minato had a sullen face and said to the water beside him, do it. Yes, Shisui accepted the order, and immediately activated the body flicker technique under his feet, and immediately came to Sarutobi Hiruzen. The three Tomo Sharingan in his eyes slowly turned. Sharingan. Illusion. In an instant, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was in the seal, stopped his hands and fell deeply into the illusion. With the arrest of Sarutobi Hiruzen, the riot tonight has completely ended. 2 hours later, Minato was at home. Uzumaki Kushina looked at Yifeng with a grateful face. Yifeng, thank you very much. If it weren't for the magical thing you gave me, I'm afraid. Apparently, the whirlpool Kushina has now fully recovered. I don't even need to do the confinement period, I'm full of energy right away. The ability of the immortal talisman is so pervert. It's okay, it's just a little effort. Yifeng smiled. Kurama, who was lying on his shoulder, said calmly, Kushina, you really need to thank Yifeng. And Minato. At this point, Kurama looked at Minato on one side. If it wasn't for Yifeng and I, what would it be? Nine-Tails tilted his head and looked at Yifeng. Partner. Yifeng grinned. Yes, if Yifeng and I hadn't reached a partnership, you would have been beaten by me now. Nine-Tails said with a proud look on his face, and after finishing speaking, he stretched out his paws to tidy up the beard on his face. Yes, thank you, Master Nine-Tails. Minato scratched his head and immediately bowed to Nine-Tails and Yifeng. Huh, what do you call me? Kurama opened his eyes and rolled his eyes. Nine-Tails, sir. Minato was stunned. Isn't that the right title? Ha ha ha. Kurama burst out laughing. Not bad. Not bad. I like this title very much. That's good, that's good. Minato smiled. To be honest, he is still confused now. How come Nine-Tails has reached a partnership with Yifeng? Moreover, Nine-Tails seems to be a little afraid of Yifeng. However, Minato would not ask stupidly. This is Yifeng's secret, and Minato won't get to the bottom of it. At this time, many people gathered at Minato's house. Yifeng, Minato, Kushina, Shisui, Kakashi, Itachi, and even the Fugaku clan leader are also here. Even Might Guy is here at this time. After all, he also participated in the Nine-Tails rebellion tonight. Although, the Nine-Tails rebellion did not break out. Rather, it is a chaos at the root. Yifeng, there's just one thing I can't figure out. Minato looked at Yifeng and said immediately. Which point? Our operation tonight, we already have all the crimes of Shimura Danzo in our hands, why not just take down the roots? Minato raised his doubts. Because, I have made my own decision. Yifeng smiled mysteriously. Shimura Danzo kept saying it was for the good of Konoha. It's a pity. You may be able to deceive other people, but if you want to deceive me, you're really far from it. Yifeng smiled lightly. There will be a good show tomorrow. At that time, Teacher Minato, please notify all Konoha clan heads to come and watch. Okay. Minato nodded. Nine-Tails, who was lying on Yifeng's shoulder, could smell a hint of sinisterness. Yifeng, you have something. Kurama whispered in Yifeng's ear. When the time comes, I will assist you well. Yifeng grinned. It seems that this Nine-Tails is still a shady person. Finally, after the Minato couple thanked him, Yifeng left. This time it's all thanks to Yifeng. Minato looked at the whirlpool Kushina with a look of joy on his face. If third generation wanted to take away Yifeng, he would not have taken action. I'm afraid that by this time, their souls have returned to the Pure Land. Uzumaki Kushina looked at Naruto in her arms, with a happy smile on her face. This result couldn't be better. Yifeng tamed Nine-Tails, and she survived and could be by Naruto's side. Therefore, Mr. and Mrs. Minato were really grateful to Yifeng. The next day, early morning, Yifeng arrived at the top of the Hokage office building early. In front of the top, Yifeng used earth style to create a huge platform. On this platform, everyone below can see clearly. Today, Yifeng plans to have a big trial. Meanwhile, Shimura Danzo's roots. Danzo, there is a trial today regarding the trial of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Lord Hokage hopes that you can attend. Uchiha Fugaku brought Shisui to the root base. He looked deeply at Shimura Danzo in front of him. Will there be a trial? Shimura Danzo's exposed eye narrowed slightly. Okay, I'll be there soon. Uchiha Fugaku said calmly. Not right away, but now. Okay. Shimura Danzo frowned, stood up from his seat, and then followed Fugaku away from Anbu. In the small courtyard where Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura live. 2 adults, please follow me to the judgment seat now. Kakashi looked at the 2 Konoha executives in front of him expressionlessly. Have a nice attitude. Udatane Kaharu frowned. Haha. Kakashi chuckled coldly. Perhaps before, he would not have used this attitude to face the 2 top leaders of Konoha. However, since I found the information from the root, it turns out that the 2 senior executives, Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, have always known about Danzo in these years. There was even a case where he came out to protect Danzo. After Kakashi knew this, was naturally very angry. Now, after receiving the task from Yifeng, he came to me, the 2 senior executives of Day. How could you still look good on the 2 of them? Maybe I didn't speak clearly enough. Kakashi sneered. I said go now. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura were stunned for a moment, and had no choice but to follow Kakashi muttering. At the same time, all the leaders of the major families in Konoha village gathered on the top of the Hokage office building. Yifeng stood quietly on the platform, closing his eyes and relaxing. Yifeng, do you want to trick that old man from 3rd generation to death this time? Nine-Tails squatted on Yifeng's shoulders, looking gloating. Am I going to put in so much effort to deal with a 3rd generation? Yifeng shook his head. Then who do you want to deal with? Kurama also became curious. Over the years, it has also known many things in Konoha village and Uzumaki Kushina's body. The entire top management of Konoha. Yifeng grinned. After today, there will be no top management in Konoha. Hiss. Kurama couldn't help but take a breath after hearing this. They all say that you humans are insidious and cunning. Now it seems that it is indeed the case. Ahem, what is that, Yifeng? I was talking in my sleep just now. I was wrong. Looking at Nine-Tails, who lowered his head to admit his mistake, Yifeng gently flicked Nine-Tails' head. Actually, getting along with humans is not as pleasant as getting along with you-tailed beasts. Yifeng said softly. At the very least, there is no intrigue. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. Oh, Yifeng, are you praising me? Nine-Tails nodded, his face becoming arrogant. That's a compliment. Yifeng shrugged. Okay, now it's time to watch the show. The last good show was starring Sarutobi Hiruzen, but it's a pity that his acting skills were really bad. This time, it's me who will play the leading role. Konoha village, on top of the Hokage office building. Many big family ninjas have gathered here. These families are all well known in Konoha village. Yifeng slowly walked to the edge of the trial platform and said loudly. Everyone, please be quiet. Next, I will release all the detailed missions of the Nine-Tails rebellion last night. After finishing speaking, Yifeng nodded to Shisui and Kakashi below. After Shisui and Kakashi received the order, they distributed all the documents they had prepared. At the same time, on the high platform, Shimura Danzo, who had already arrived, looked a little unhappy. When they came here, they didn't know there was such a thing. Didn't you come to see Sarutobi Hiruzen's trial today? Suddenly, Shimura Danzo felt a bad feeling rising in his heart. Kaharu, Homura, do you two know anything inside? Shimura Danzo turned his head and looked at Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura sitting next to him. I don't know. The two of them looked at each other and smiled bitterly. Okay, Shimura Danzo nodded. Now he can only take one step at a time. He was also curious in his heart how Yifeng would deal with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Below, the crowd has begun to rush to circulate it. Yifeng was not in a hurry and just waited quietly. 10 minutes later, someone below finally started to question. Master Yifeng, this mission report says that the 3rd generation actually led the ninjas from the route to fight against Anbu. How is this possible? Yes, even if he is no longer the Hokage of Konoha, he wouldn't do such a terrible thing, right? Above, Yifeng on the trial platform smiled lightly and said. I have known for a long time that everyone will have this question, and at the same time, I also have this question in my heart. After all, the 3rd generation was also a Hokage before. How could they do such a monstrous thing? Next, I will act in a fair, just and open manner. Today, on the trial stand, let everyone personally judge Sarutobi Hiruzen. After finishing speaking, several Anbu ninjas brought Sarutobi Hiruzen, whose hands were tied, to the trial stand. The moment Shimura Danzo saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, his face darkened. He felt that Sarutobi Hiruzen was under a genjutsu, and now he can basically answer all questions. No, if this happens, wouldn't my secret be exposed? Just when Shimura Danzo was about to stand up, a figure appeared behind him. Shimura Danzo, your main task today is to listen in. Please stay safe. Uchiha Fugaku's voice came faintly. An invisible sense of oppression rushed towards Shimura Danzo. Shimura Danzo lowered his eyes slightly and sat back slowly. Now we can only take one step at a time, hoping that Sarutobi Hiruzen will not shake himself out. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen has been pushed to the edge of the trial stand. His eyes were dull and his body was trembling. Shisui quickly came to Yifeng's side, waiting for Yifeng's instructions. Start, Yifeng said. Yes, Shisui nodded. Immediately, he came to Sarutobi Hiruzen's side and once again released a genjutsu on Sarutobi Hiruzen. After the release, Shisui stood up and said loudly, "Everyone, from now on, Sarutobi Hiruzen already knows everything and talks about everything. If you have any questions about this mission, you can ask directly. Besides, you don't have to worry about what I do. Konoha has a dedicated Anbu torture team, as well as the Yamanaka clan's mind-reading team. They can tell if I did anything." Later, Konoha's torture team and members of the Yamanaka clan came forward to confirm that there was no problem before leaving. After a long time, someone below asked the first question. "Excuse me, Lord Third Generation, did you really lead your people to attack Anbu last night?" Sarutobi Hiruzen said, "Lead? What?" After hearing the answer from Sarutobi Hiruzen himself, the crowd below exploded. Everyone's faces turned ugly. "Excuse me, Third Generation. According to reports, the people at the root seem to belong to the ninja force under the jurisdiction of Lord Danzo. Even the Hokage has no right to transfer," Sarutobi Hiruzen said. "This matter was completed by the cooperation between the leader of the root and me, so I can naturally mobilize the ninjas of the root." Third Generation, "Excuse me, what is your purpose for doing this?" someone finally roared. After Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this question, a cruel smile appeared on his face. The purpose is of course to kill all the Konoha Anbu. Then kill Minato and Yifeng. If it weren't for those two, I would still be Hokage now. Minato, ha ha ha, he is the Hokage that I lifted up with my own hands, but now he is beyond my control. Since we can't control the fighting power, we must kill him. After killing them, I will let the root of the ninja quickly fill into Anbu, and then I will continue the Jonin Hokage position. This is my purpose." Under the control of the genjutsu, Sarutobi Hiruzen revealed his purpose. After saying that, the crowd below became a mess. All of a sudden, there were all kinds of angry and cursing sounds. Third Generation, "But even if you kill them, how will you clear your name?" someone roared. "Clearing the charges isn't that easy," Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed. "Let them struggle with Nine-Tails first, and then I will take action to stop Nine-Tails. At that time, I can frame it on Yifeng, who released Nine-Tails. His purpose in approaching Minato is to release Nine-Tails to destroy Konoha. When the time comes, Laos will directly control the direction of the fishing boat. Will the ignorant villagers in Konoha also want to know the truth?" Ha ha ha. Enough. At this moment, Shimura Danzo finally couldn't contain the anger in his heart. "If you keep saying this, your roots will be in danger." Just as he was yelling, Uchiha Fugaku behind him slowly opened his eyes. A pair of scarlet three-tomo Sharingan slowly turned. There were even some subtle changes in the Magatama in his eyes. Obviously, if Shimura Danzo dares to do something outrageous, then Uchiha Fugaku will activate Mangekyo Sharingan without hesitation, and then subdue him. "It doesn't matter." Yifeng's voice came faintly, "Let him come over and confront Sarutobi Hiruzen." After hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku slowly closed his Sharingan. Shimura Danzo walked to the edge of the judgment seat angrily. "Everyone, don't believe what Sarutobi Hiruzen says. I, Shimura Danzo, only care about the people of Konoha village." Someone yelled below, "For our sake. Then why is there information about you and Orochimaru's previous visits here?" Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this and continued, "That's because the human body plan implemented by Orochimaru was tacitly approved by me. Also, Orochimaru alone cannot complete such a huge workload, so I also informed Shimura Danzo. What? Human experimentation was actually approved by third generation. And it was carried out together with Shimura Danzo. The villagers below were immediately angry. Everyone is looking at the documents in their hands. These documents record what Orochimaru did over the years, as well as what Shimura Danzo did. Every piece of information can be found. Quote. It turns out that we have been being fooled around by Konoha's top brass. They are not worthy of being the top leaders of Konoha. Yes, Sarutobi Hiruzen is not worthy at all. Shimura Danzo doesn't deserve it either. Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura secretly support them, so they don't deserve it either. Suddenly, the voices of the villagers below began to rise higher and higher, and the anger in people's hearts was ignited. Yi Feng nodded to Shisui beside him. Shisui understood and immediately unlocked the genjutsu on Sarutobi Hiruzen. And he was also in a trance, and soon had a look of decadence on his face. The illusion just now still retains a trace of his consciousness, allowing him to know what happened just now. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, you two old dogs of Konoha. Give back the lives of our fallen comrades. The curses below became increasingly unpleasant. On the trial stand, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was extremely gloomy. Shimura Danzo's face didn't look any better. At this moment, a golden light suddenly appeared next to Yi Feng. All the ninjas deployed around have been captured. Minato's voice didn't hide it, but just said it loudly. When the villagers below heard this, they exploded. Shimura Danzo, bah, do you still want to kill us too? Sarutobi Hiruzen, you high-ups in Konoha are in cahoots with each other. Kill. Yes, if you kill someone, you must pay with your life. You get it? Kill for life. Kill for life. Kill for life. The voices of the people below also began to rise louder. The corners of Yi Feng's mouth raised slightly. He tilted his head, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo, smiled faintly, and said, You two, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Shimura Danzo almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. He really wants to kill Yi Feng now. But he was afraid that Minato would save Yi Feng, so he had to endure it a little longer. And Sarutobi Hiruzen went crazy. Ha 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 ha, you ignorant villagers. I am the third Hokage. You have to kneel down when you see me. Yi Feng, now that I've discovered my secret, then why don't you just stop doing it? I will take you to hell. Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed maniacally and started making crazy seals with his hands. Moreover, what comes up is his strongest 5 elements escape technique. Lord Yi Feng, be careful, the ninjas below and around him, as well as people from big families, all said loudly. Yi Feng smiled faintly, and slowly held the handle of the black knife in his right hand. Itoryu Shira, one sword style Shira, between lightning and flint. A black light suddenly appeared. Immediately, on the right side of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Yi Feng swung the black knife and slowly retracted it into the scabbard. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's head rolled off. The bodies are separated. Today, the judgment bench pronounces the verdict. Sarutobi Hiruzen is dead. Yi Feng's indifferent voice came rolling in. Good. Okay, finally dead. The crowd suddenly became excited. These people have been kept in the dark for so long, and now that they know the truth, everyone feels suffocated in their hearts. Okay, next it's you Shimura Danzo. Yi Feng leaned on the black knife, turned around, and looked at Shimura Danzo in the distance with a smile. What? Shimura Danzo looked at Yi Feng's eyes, and his heart skipped a beat. Immediately, he lowered his head again and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen on the ground. This matter has nothing to do with me. Shimura Danzo shouted angrily. Oh, how come it has nothing to do with you? Yi Feng chuckled. You are in charge of the roots, and the staff of these roots even directly resisted Hokage's orders. May I ask, how do you want to explain it? No, Shimura Danzo said angrily, although the root is a ninja force managed by me, if Hokage really has an order, it is impossible for the ninjas in the root to listen. So, the root ninja can obey Hokage's orders. Yi Feng raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Then, he looked at Minato beside him. Minato nodded, and then immediately brought 10 root ninjas to the trial stage. After Shimura Danzo saw the 10 root ninjas, his expression suddenly changed. He already knows what Yifeng wants to do next. So cruel. This method is better than your own. First, you use your own words, and then slap you in the face. Shimura Danzo's face was extremely gloomy, and the aura on his body began to become a little disordered. The purpose of building the judgment seat is to let everyone know all the truth. Yifeng slowly walked to the edge of the trial platform and said lightly, "Everyone has heard what the leader of the root group just said, so let's verify whether what he said is true." Then, Minato looked at the 10 root ninjas and said indifferently, "Did Shimura Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen conspire together for last night's action?" After saying that, the 10 root ninjas all trembled with fear. "Talk, why don't you speak anymore? Didn't your leader just say that you root ninjas will not contradict the Hokage's orders?" 2 minutes later, the crowd began to question. However, all the ninjas at the root have been struck by Shimura Danzo's tongue cursor seal, and they cannot tell anything about Shimura Danzo. Shimura Danzo's face also looked a little ugly. Naturally, he knew clearly about the tongue seal of annihilation. But in this case, wouldn't it prove that what I said before was nonsense? Even if you say you are a sinner, you will still be a sinner if you don't say it. Thinking of this, Shimura Danzo glanced at Yifeng fiercely. "What are you looking at? You disgusting piece of shit, do you believe that I ate you alive?" Nine-Tails, who was lying on Yifeng's shoulder, suddenly looked fierce after sensing Shimura Danzo's murderous intention. Yifeng also felt the ferocity of Nine-Tails and couldn't help but smile. It seems that it has already begun to fulfill its duties. In the distance, Shimura Danzo, who was stared at by Nine-Tails and couldn't help but look away, already had a plan in mind. Facing the doubts of the villagers and the surrounding ninjas, Shimura Danzo slowly walked to the edge of the trial stage. He lowered his head, looked at everyone and then said solemnly, "Maybe you don't know yet. The one squatting on Yifeng's shoulders is Nine-Tails. It's the cruel and sealed Nine-Tails. However, Nine-Tails is now controlled by Yifeng. In other words, he can now use Nine-Tails to kill you anytime, anywhere." Sure enough, after Shimura arrived, the expressions of the villagers and some ninjas below changed. Shimura Danzo had a proud smile on his face. "So what if I had hatched the plan last night? You Yifeng own Nine-Tails. This is a time bomb. At that time, the direction of the fishing boat will still tend to be towards me." For a moment, Shimura Danzo even felt that he had never been so smart. Nine-Tails, who was lying on Yifeng's shoulder, heard what Shimura Danzo said, and his lungs suddenly exploded with anger. It said angrily, "That one-eyed dragon over there, please speak clearly. Although I am Nine-Tails. But did I kill someone yesterday?" As soon as these words came out, Shimura Danzo was speechless. He didn't know if Nine-Tails killed anyone, but theoretically, Nine-Tails had been sealed for so many years. Once the lockdown is lifted, there will definitely be a lot of destruction. Isn't this killing reasonable? That's right. It seems that Nine-Tails didn't go towards the village at all after they came out. Yes, I was there last night. After Nine-Tails came out, I just sat on the grass and didn't kill anyone. And I heard that Lord Yifeng tamed Nine-Tails. Naturally, there were some ninjas among the crowd who witnessed what happened last night. Fart, I and Yifeng are partners. The arrogant Kurama suddenly became unhappy. Also, I really haven't killed anyone in Konoha. I'm so at a disadvantage. Kurama suddenly thought of his previous life, and then complained about it. You humans, it's so hard for me. I used to live a leisurely life in a hidden valley. I never thought about entering your human realm. But then a man with disheveled hair came and wanted to dance with me and found me. You took control of yourself without even saying a word. However, later he seemed to have a fight with someone named BJCJ Hashirama, and I finally got out of control. Then, I was sealed by that person who played wood style. Then, I was beaten to the left and right by you Konoha people. I've been sealed away by Konoha for decades. After everyone listened to Nine-Tails' complaints, they discovered. Yes, it seems that it has never killed anyone in Konoha. Because it has been sealed since the first Hokage. But, if you call me Master Nine-Tails, I won't care about this matter." Kurama touched his beard, raised his head and said. "Then. You won't take revenge?" Someone below said nonchalantly. "Why revenge?" Kurama became curious. "If I kill you all, who will play with me?" Ahem, no. I don't have a piece of meat missing, and I don't have any big hatred. Why should I kill you? Kurama was also very helpless. It has been sealed since the first Hokage. However, the development of the village over the years can also be seen through Jinchuriki's eyes. As long as these people call themselves Lord Nine-Tails, we can forget about this matter. After all, Nine-Tails had not received any abuse in Jinchuriki's body. At most, I was played with and tied up. Faced with Nine-Tails' rhetorical question, the people below were all stunned. But if you think about it carefully, it seems to be true. Everyone, please don't be fooled by Nine-Tails' words, Shimura Danzo yelled when he saw this situation. You know, tailed beasts all have the power to confuse people. I have serious doubts now. Minato and Yifeng are controlled by Nine-Tails. As soon as these words came out, Kurama was immediately furious. The one over there with the bandage. You old immortal thing, can I control people? Then tell me, what happened to the Sharingan in your right eye? HMPH. Don't think that I can't sense it. Kurama looked at Shimura Danzo fiercely. Would you like me to help you count how many there are? It can easily sense this malicious energy. And those Sharingan are exuding powerful malice at this time. After Shimura Danzo heard Kurama's words, his face suddenly darkened. This is my biggest secret. It must not be made public. If the villagers and these ninjas know it, then he really can't argue. Kurama, can you feel it? Yifeng was also surprised at this time. Of course, Kurama nodded. Not only those Sharingan, but even the chakra of wood style, I can sense it. This guy named Danzo is probably not too weak. Of course, since I have agreed to be your bodyguard, I will definitely protect you. Yifeng shrugged helplessly. Danzo, what's going on with the Sharingan in your right eye? At this moment, Uchiha Fugaku slowly walked up to Shimura Danzo, frowned and asked. Tisk, let alone his right eye, there are 10 Sharingans on his entire right arm. Kurama said again. After these words were spoken, everyone present, including the patriarchs and clansmen who came from the big families, were all shocked. The Sharingan of the Uchiha clan has never been spread among the public. How could it appear on Shimura Danzo? And, there are still 11. Nonsense. Shimura Danzo shouted angrily as cold sweat appeared on his forehead. I don't have any Sharingan at all. This is just a deliberate attempt by Nine-Tails to confuse the public. Danzo, are you trying to confuse things? You can just take the bandage off your body. Uchiha Fugaku said gloomily. If it's not Sharingan, then of course I won't say anything more. What if it's Sharingan? When Uchiha Fugaku said this, his expression became sinister. Then, I would like to ask you where your Sharingan comes from. Chapter 71. Facing Uchiha Fugaku's doubts, Shimura Danzo said with an extremely ugly face. Chief Fugaku, don't you believe what I say? Take off the bandage and prove yourself. Fugaku didn't even bother to pay attention to Shimura Danzo. In fact, he had already received this news from Yifeng before the trial started today. At first, when Fugaku got the news, he was a little unsure. After all, it's only Sharingan. How can Shimura Danzo alone resist the consumption? However, it seems that Shimura Danzo tried so hard to protect himself. It seems that they are inseparable. Enough. At this moment, the other 2 high-level officials of Konoha who had been silent stood up. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura slowly walked to the edge of the trial platform. Yifeng, I declare that this matter is over. Udatane Kaharu glanced at Yifeng and then said lightly. Haha, you announced. Yifeng looked at Udatane Kaharu with a smile. Excuse me, are you Hokage? No, Udatane Kaharu frowned. Then who do you think you are? Yifeng sneered, a mere old dog living on its last breath. What qualifications do you have to sit at the top of Konoha? Udatane Kaharu's expression suddenly changed when he heard this. Yifeng, let this matter end here. Mitokado Homura lowered his head and sighed after looking at the body of Sarutobi Hiruzen on the trial stage. Since the 3rd Hokage is dead, the deceased is the most important, so let's forget about it. 3rd Hokage, Yifeng sneered, does this dog on the ground deserve it? Oh, I'm sorry, dogs are loyal, but it's a pity that he, Sarutobi Hiruzen, is not even worthy of a dog. After hearing Yifeng's sarcastic words, Mitokado Homura and the others felt as if they had been slapped hard on the face. Yi Feng, don't be so arrogant, Udatain Kaharu yelled. Having been a high-level Konoha executive for decades, after hearing such words, I couldn't help it. What? I said Sarutobi Hiruzen, what does it matter to you? Yi Feng tilted his head and said calmly. Could it be that you already think you are a dog? Oh, sorry, I said it wrong again. I'm so angry. Udatain Kaharu yelled, Yi Feng. As a senior official of Konoha, I order you to apologize to us. Moreover, Konoha's top brass have the right to vote. Hokage alone represents 2 votes, Mitokado Homura, I, and Shimura Danzo each have 1 vote. 3 against 2. In this case, we have the right to unseat the current 4th Hokage. When the time comes, let me see what else Yi Feng can do. After Udatain Kaharu said this, everyone's faces turned ugly. Including people from those big families. The faces of the villagers and ninjas below also showed worried looks. Yi Feng is a little unaware of Mingli. Isn't this the right to vote? Why are these people so scared? In fact, this cannot be blamed on these people, after all, they are natives of Konoha. What a pity, Yi Feng is not. Therefore, in Yi Feng's eyes, these so-called voting rights are nothing. Ha ha ha, that's right. Shimura Danzo's face suddenly became excited after hearing Udatain Kaharu's words. He raised his chest and took 2 steps slowly. Yi Feng, as the top leaders of Konoha, we have the right to vote to control our destiny. And, we have 3 people here. That represents 3 votes. So, you'd better admit your mistake. Yi Feng nodded, with an intriguing smile on his face. Does everyone agree with this so-called right to vote? Yi Feng said loudly. After finishing speaking, everyone became somewhat silent. However, Shisui, Minato and Kakashi and the others stood firmly behind Yi Feng. Not agree. Yeah, what kind of bullshit is voting rights? That's right. At this point, we still want to use our voting rights to oppress Master Yi Feng. High-level officials of Konoha. Do you still want shame? Bah, it's so shameless to ride a horse. Simply, these villagers and the surrounding ninjas did not let Yi Feng see a doctor. The abuse came again. Yi Feng waved his hand to signal everyone to be quiet. I understand everyone's feelings. Quote, since this right to vote is a historical rule, then let's act in accordance with the rules. Everyone was slightly stunned. Follow the rules. How can this be done? In this case, wouldn't Shimura Danzo have 3 votes? Even Minato and Kakashi's group cast doubtful glances. On the other hand, Nine-Tails, who was squatting on Yi Feng's shoulders, was very calm. It looked at the eyes of the people around it and couldn't help but say, hey, have you been with Yi Feng longer than me? Is Yi Feng the kind of person who is willing to swallow his anger and suffer losses? Ah, no. Everyone thought for a while and then shook their heads. Who can make Yi Feng suffer? Yi Feng couldn't help but pat Nine-Tails on the head, not bad. It turns out you are also a bad guy. He, yes, yes, yes. Nine-Tails chuckled. I don't know what happened, but seeing Yi Feng and Shimura Danzo who were so calm, their expressions turned ugly. Immediately, he took a step forward and said, in that case. Then come and vote. This matter ends here, people. After Shimura Danzo finished speaking, Udatain Kaharu in front of him was the first to raise his hand high. Just now, suddenly, a black light suddenly appeared. Immediately, Rijia Duanshi hit the judgment platform heavily. Suddenly, waves of severe pain directly invaded Udatain Kaharu's brain. And she also yelled, ah, it's so annoying. Yi Feng held the black knife in his hand and smiled lightly. Another black light appeared. Soon, a big head fell from Udatain Kaharu's head. After seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. What's happening here? Question mark exclamation mark. Yi Feng leisurely picked up the black knife and smiled solemnly. The vote continues. 4 words came faintly. Everyone was also surprised at this moment. They finally knew it now. Yi Feng is there to let them vote. He is directly killing someone. Do you want to vote? Yes. Cast one and I'll kill the other. Kill one and you will lose one. After everyone saw this scene, they felt that the resentment in their hearts was immediately vented. Ha ha ha. Vote. Raise your hands. Ha 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 ha. At this time, even Minato and his team felt a sense of relief in their hearts. Shimura Danzo and Mitokado Homura looked at each other, and then looked at the 2 corpses on the ground. Their faces were also full of horror. He had never thought that Yifeng could kill someone so neatly. Shimura Danzo had a dark face, and then took out a kunai from his ninja bag. Then, he put it directly on Mitokado Homura's neck. Yifeng, let's forget about today's matter, otherwise, I will kill Mitokado Homura. Shimura Danzo said with a threatening look. Yifeng was stunned. Not only that, but everyone behind Yifeng was also stunned. If you arrest your own companion, does it have anything to do with us? Yifeng laughed and said, you don't think that I will let you go if you arrest the top brass of Konoha, do you? What? Shimura Danzo sneered. As the minister of Anbu, if you see your Konoha companion being arrested, don't you want to save him? Let's be clear first, Konoha companion. Yifeng said lightly, as the guy in your hand a Konoha companion. It's ridiculous. Yifeng shook his head, and he realized that Shimura Danzo was already in urgent need of medical attention. If you don't kill me, I'll kill him for you. Yifeng raised the black knife. A sword with black light appeared and rushed straight towards Shimura Danzo. And he also narrowly avoided the black sword light. It's a pity that Mitokado Homura was directly broken into two halves. Dead. Totally dead. Yifeng swung the black knife and looked at Shimura Danzo. Didn't you just say you wanted to vote? Why don't you vote? Shimura Danzo's face turned gloomy. He knew that today's situation was a dead end. Have you already planned to kill me today? You just found out. Yifeng shook his head. It's a pity that you can't kill me. Shimura Danzo said quietly. After saying that, he took off all the bandages on his right eye and right arm. Then, the pale right arm and 10 Sharingan slowly opened. And he also has a Sharingan in his right eye. On the trial stage, after these people saw the Sharingan on Shimura Danzo, everyone's faces showed angry looks. Shimura Danzo really transformed himself. And also transplanted the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Especially Uchiha Fugaku. After seeing these Sharingan, if Yifeng hadn't patted him, he estimated that Mangekyo Sharingan could be turned on directly. Shimura Danzo, now that things have happened, what else do you have to say? Uchiha Fugaku drank deeply. At this time, the leaders of the big families quickly gathered around. Hyuga Hazashi and Hyuga Hiyashi of the Hyuga family. The Ino Shika Cho combination is also here. Yamanaka Haichi, Akamaiki Dingza, and Nara Shikaku have already formed a formation. Prepare to fight anytime, anywhere. Not only that, the remaining Inazuka clan, Aburame clan, etc. also all opened their battle lines. Shimura Danzo laughed ferociously. Do you really think you people can kill me? Now that his secret has been exposed, then there is no need to hide anything. Kill these people, then escape to the roots. Gather your strength again and wait until the time is right. Come back again by yourself. Until then, Konoha village will still be yours. Just the next second, a faint, ordinary voice sounded in front of Danzo. One sword Shira, a voice like the Shinigami of Hell came out. Then, a dark blade flashed directly across. Even Shimura Danzo himself didn't expect the speed of this sword light to be so fast. However, in the next second, he was about to activate a Zanagi. Suddenly I realized that I seemed to have lost control of my right arm. Turning his head to look, his expression suddenly changed. Because, his right arm has been chopped off by Yifeng. All of a sudden, Shimura Danzo lost 10 Sharingan. Yifeng, I'm going to kill you. Shimura Danzo raised his head and roared. But at this moment, his right eye felt stinging. Then, only an empty eye socket was left. Uchiha Fugaku slowly opened his right hand, and in his palm was the Sharingan transplanted into Shimura Danzo's eyes. Having lost all his Sharingan, Shimura Danzo has fallen into a state of madness. You people, all of you must die. Everyone, bury with me. After saying that, he tore off his clothes. Immediately roared. Li 4 elephants seal. Yifeng narrowed his eyes, and he naturally knew that the 4 elephants were sealed. It's very powerful. It's so powerful that it can seal half of the bridge. If it is used here, it is estimated that the entire Hokage building will be affected. Yifeng patted Nine-Tails' head on the shoulder. Kurama, kick him into the sky. Use as hard as you can. Okay, Kurama grinned. Afterwards, it returned to its original size, occupying the entire trial stage. I kick. Kurama kicked Shimura Danzo. Without hesitation, he kicked Shimura Danzo directly. and his whole body was kicked directly into the sky. After a few seconds, the black ceiling technique began to unfold. A small black ball also appeared in the sky. Then, disappeared. After about 5 minutes, Shimura Danzo fell violently from the sky. The physical strength of ninjas in the Hokage world is pretty good. This did not break him into 8 pieces. At this point, all the high-rise buildings in Konoha village have been cleared by Yi Feng. Not a single one left. As for the ordinary high-level officials of Konoha, they were all strangled by Anbu early in the morning. Yi Feng didn't even look at those people, they were all the same as Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura. Next, there is one last thing. Yi Feng walked to the court and said calmly, "Anbu, listen." After saying that, hundreds of Anbu elites suddenly appeared behind him. Sarutobi Hiruzen is not worthy of being a Hokage. So, next, destroy the 3rd generation rock statue. Yi Feng's voice changed the entire square. No one objected. Yes, Master Yi Feng. The Anbu elite behind him left to take the order. Then, in just half an hour, the 3rd generation statue on the Hokage rock was completely wiped away. And just like Yi Feng said before, after today, there will be no more high-level officials in Konoha. All high-level officials in Konoha have been eliminated by Yi Feng. From now on, Konoha will be truly monolithic. It has been a week since the high-level officials in Konoha were purged. News spreads quickly. Moreover, Yi Feng did not deliberately block the news. Besides, it's not something shameful. Therefore, when this news swept through the ninja world, the 4 major countries among the 5 major nations were immediately shocked. Yi Feng directly wiped out the entire Konoha. Cleaned all the high-level officials of Konoha. Moreover, many of the sins of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, and Chiba's top brass were uncovered. Not only that, but the Hokage rock, the supreme symbol of the Hokage, will also be wiped out. Shocked, but several other big countries knew about it. From now on, Konoha is really monolithic. If you want to take over Konoha again, I'm afraid it won't be an easy task. Even more difficult than before. However, judging from all the events that changed Konoha, everyone discovered one person. Yi Feng, the most important person. He is also a figure who changed the history of Konoha. And now, the man who changed everything is eating grapes leisurely in his yard. In the new courtyard with red sunset, Yi Feng is lying leisurely on the rocking chair, with Mao Yuxian on the left. At this time, Shi Yan was cleverly peeling off the skin of the purple grape, and then gently placing it on Yi Feng's mouth. Yi Feng can be eaten by just opening your mouth. On the right, Uchiha Quan, who has a beauty mark under her right eye, also pinched Yi Feng's leg very obediently. Inside the house, Yu Hihong is cooking, preparing for today's noon dinner. I have been enjoying Yi Feng so much these days. In fact, Yi Feng did not expect that Uchiha Spring would be here. I don't know which part of Uchiha Fugaku's head was wrongly connected, but he asked Izumi's parents for permission without saying a word. Then the spring was placed in the small building where Yi Feng currently lives. In this regard, Yi Feng could not say to Quan, "Please leave, you are not welcome here." However, having one more person makes it a bit more fun. Hey, hey, hey. 2 little girls. I'm thirsty too. I want to eat grapes too. On the right side of Yi Feng, Nine-Tails is also lying comfortably on a rocking chair. Okay, Master Nine-Tails. Uchiha Quan hurriedly picked up 2 grapes and stuffed them directly into Nine-Tails' mouth. After finishing it, I returned to Yi Feng again. Nine-Tails was stunned for a moment. Why the hell do you deserve this kind of treatment? Is it because I am not cute? Or is it because I am not cute? Nine-Tails scratched his head. Shouldn't be. It was puzzled. After thinking about it for a long time, I didn't realize what the difference was between myself and Yi Feng. However, for the sake of which girl calls her Lord Nine-Tails, forget it. Yi Feng is no longer in a hurry to train himself. His own strength has reached a state of saturation. If you want to improve your strength, you must obtain new blood inheritance limits. It's a pity that Yi Feng has completely mastered the wood style in Konoha. If you want to get new ones, you have to leave Konoha. However, Yi Feng already has some plans. However, before executing these plans, we have to relax for a while. View the Personal Properties panel. Personal Attributes. Host, Yi Feng. Attribute, All attributes. Chakra. 3 million, equivalent to 10 times the amount of chakra equivalent to Uzumaki's body mass. Skills. 1 sword II/S, 1 sword Shira S, Thunder God descends S, Great Flame Emperor S, Flame Emperor descends S, Lightning Water Dragon Bomb S, Thunder Dragon Destruction S, Thunder Flame Devouring SS. Ninjutsu. Several. Blood Successor. Wood Style. Gene Lock. Level 3, 20.0%. Latest goal. Unlock the 4th level Gene Lock. Yi Feng scratched his head and realized that the unlocking progress was only 2%. It seems that he is basically unable to continue to unlock the genetic lock in Konoha village. Today's Konoha can be said to be completely under Yi Feng's control. Now that Konoha is ours, we must develop next. However, if you want to develop, you first need resources and material resources. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes. Kurama, we will be very busy in the next period of time. What do you want to do? Kurama was keenly aware of something unusual. Look, how big is our Konoha village? Yi Feng smiled softly. It's not too big, but it's reasonable. Nine-Tails said, shaking his head. So, should we expand it? Yi Feng continued. Expansion is okay. Nine-Tails nodded. Does expansion require money? We only have so much space in Konoha, so money must be limited, right? Hold head high. So, the next goal is to find some other big countries to get some money. Yi Feng said with a smile. Take it. Nine-Tails was stunned for a moment and looked Yi Feng up and down. At this time, Minato, who had just arrived, also heard Yi Feng's plan. Behind Minato are Kakashi and Shisui. This is absolutely impossible. Minato smiled bitterly. Our Konoha has finally settled down now. Expansion requires a lot of manpower and material resources, as well as financial resources. Besides, how could other major countries give us money to Konoha? Send money. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and smiled on his face. Not bad. Just give us money. At this point, Yi Feng already has a plan in mind. Teacher Minato, I would have forgotten if you didn't tell me. Yi Feng looked at Minato with a smile. I remember, our Konoha still sends money and supplies to that daimyo of the fire country every year, right? Yes. Minato nodded. If we calculate the time, it is estimated that in another month, they will film the daimyo envoy. That's ridiculous. Yi Feng sighed. What's wrong? Minato was stunned for a moment. Isn't it normal for this ninja village to pay tribute to the daimyo of a big country? Obviously Konoha protects the big country, but the daimyo actually wants our money from Konoha, don't you think it's ridiculous? Yi Feng sneered. These daimyo usually act arrogant and squander the money that we Konoha shinobi members have earned so hard. Do you think this is normal? But they are the daimyo of the land of fire after all. Minato smiled bitterly. Yi Feng shook his head, although he knew that in the early days of the village's establishment, the daimyo of the fire country did send supplies to help Konoha. However, after decades of development, the original name has already changed. Not only did the dynasty change, but the current daimyo basically asked Konoha for supplies and money. Especially in recent years, daimyo has become greedy. In the past, Yi Feng didn't even care about Konoha's affairs. It's a pity, now Konoha can be said to be something Yi Feng recognizes. Since it is your own thing, doesn't it make sense for others to take it away from you? Since Konoha belongs to him, Yi Feng plans to build it into the strongest ninja village in the entire ninja world. Moreover, all uneasy factors in Konoha village have been eliminated by Yi Feng. Yi Feng has the final say in Konoha now. Even Hokage listens to Yi Feng. Damning, that is really a dispensable vanity. The key is that the world still believes in these things. It's a pity that Yi Feng never believes it when others believe it. Only if everything is in your own hands, is this the kingly way. What do you mean, Yi Feng? Minato asked curiously. Send some ninjas and find some clues about the famous names. Yi Feng said with a smile. Then threaten them and let them know that Konoha is not a subsidiary village of the fire country, but the controller of centralized power. The location must be recognized by them. Okay. Minato nodded. He had a hunch that if Konoha was in the hands of Yi Feng, it would probably become so powerful that the entire ninja world would tremble. Therefore, Minato will fully implement Yi Feng's opinions now. Teacher Minato, I'll leave the daimyo's affairs to you, Yi Feng said. As for the other ninja villages, let me handle it. Other ninja villages? Minato glared, what do you mean? After what we in Konoha have experienced this time, other ninja villages have already been watching with eager eyes. Yi Feng said calmly, although the third ninja war ended early. But in the past few months, there have been constant minor frictions around it. Besides, not long ago, Kurikage Village and Cloud Shinobi Village teamed up to bully our Konoha. This debt cannot be ignored. Don't worry, Mr. Minato, I'm just going to settle the score with them. By the way, I will bring Anbu's elite and Nine-Tails with me. Minato looked at the harmless smile on Yi Feng's face, and immediately thought about Cloud Shinobi Village and Shadow Village. You said it's bad to offend anyone, Pian offended Yi Feng. However, Minato is not very worried about Yi Feng, after all, his terrifying strength. Coupled with Nine-Tails, it is enough to walk sideways in the ninja world. Then when do you plan to take action? Shui asked. At this time, Azuki Yugao, Uchiha Quan, and Yuhi Hong who just came out of the house all looked at Yi Feng. Yi Feng scratched his head and said, then let's wait until the New Year's Eve celebration is over before taking action. It's already October now, and there are still 2 or 3 months until the New Year festival. Simply, take some time to relax during these few months. That's right, it doesn't matter if you rest for a few more months. Shirahong looked at Yi Feng with a smile. Okay, it's time to have lunch. 4th generation Sama, please come and eat too. Ahem, no need, Kushina has already prepared the food. I have to go back. Minato coughed lightly. The thought of Kushina's dark cuisine made him feel weak. Minato left here, while Shisui and Kakashi stayed without ceremony. Yi Feng could only shrug his shoulders. In the next few months, Yi Feng was exhausted. He never expected it. This year is the day when the 12 little ones in Konoha are born one after another. All the major families invited Yi Feng to visit their families. Yi Feng is not easy to refuse. Even those who had been born found their way back to visiting their families at night. Now, December has arrived. The weather has become very cold. However, the Hyuga family is full of enthusiasm. Because the day before, the eldest daughter of the Hyuga family was born. Yi Feng had no choice but to receive Hyuga Hiyashi's painting. On the wine table, Yi Feng drank freely and freely. There is no restriction on perfection. This kind of character really makes Hyuga Hiyashi like him. After drinking for 3 rounds, everyone started chatting. Hokage-sama, I must toast you. Hyuga Hiyashi stood up unsteadily. Then I clinked glasses with Minato. Minato couldn't refuse, so he had a drink. However, Minato is also very lucky that he did not accompany Yi Feng alone today. Otherwise, he would have been drunk long ago. Also coming together are Shisui and Kakashi. At this time, Hyuga Hiyashi was also drunk. Holding the wine glass, he staggered to Yi Feng. Come, Yi Feng, come with me. Hyuga Hiyashi stuck out his tongue. Brother, you are drunk. On the side, Hyuga Hazashi looked at his elder brother helplessly. But there is nothing he can do. After all, the daughter of the Hyuga family was born yesterday. I am so happy today. Nonsense, Hyuga Hiyashi burped and said solemnly. Me, the leader of the Hyuga family. How could I get drunk with such a small amount of wine? After saying that, he stumbled to Yi Feng's side. Yi Feng, look at me, I really admire you from the bottom of my heart. Hyuga Hiyashi said, shaking his head. Look, this little girl was just born, right? She happens to be a daughter of a daughter. How about this? How about we just settle the marriage? As soon as he said this, everyone drinking here was stunned. Even Minato was stunned. What? Your daughter was born here a day ago. And the baby has been married so quickly. Is this considered a child bride? Yi Feng also looked at Hyuga Hiyashi in shock at this time, right? Is it true or false? Okay, I will agree to this for you on Yi Feng's behalf. At this moment, Nine-Tails, who was lying on Yi Feng's shoulder, said loudly. Ha ha ha, just agree, just agree. Hyuga Hiyashi also laughed. If there is a daughter in the future, Tien will just decide on it. This saves trouble, hiccup. After saying that, Hyuga Hiyashi fell under the table. Yi Feng grinned and didn't say anything. He just couldn't help but knock Nine-Tails on the head. How can Nine-Tails be so sensible sometimes? The dramatic baby kiss was settled. Yi Feng himself was in a daze. However, these are not things you have to consider. What you have to consider is how to continue to unlock your own genetic lock. After all, the 4th order gene lock and the 3rd order gene lock are really one in the sky and the other in the earth. What a world of difference. Time flies, and another 2 months have passed. During the past 2 months, Yi Feng basically practiced with Xian and Quan. By the way, try Anbu's ninja experience. Konoha Anbu is now very strong. The number of new Anbu ninjas also exceeded 2,000. Konoha's overall strength also began to rise continuously. Among Anbu, it is very difficult to become an elite. Yi Feng has no requirements. Only the code names of the top 100 Anbu will be left on the Anbu Elite Monument. Recently, Anbu will make big moves. This is also what Yi Feng said at the beginning of today. Now, the time has come. Konoha Anbu, Yi Feng looked at the 10 groups in front of him. 10 people in each group act together. There are scout ninjas, medical ninjas, custom strategy ninjas, and attack ninjas. All teams are clearly equipped as standard. Yi Feng assembled his own team. Shisui, Kakashi, and an Itachi. In the past half year, Itachi's progress has been very fast. Yi Feng looked at Anbu in front of him and said, "Next, I will lead you on a super mission. Everyone, get ready and set off on time at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning." "Yes, Master Yi Feng." 100 Anbu elites roared in unison. Yi Feng nodded. The next goal is to go to Wying village to ask for compensation. 2 days later, the border between the Kingdom of Water and the Kingdom of Fire. Although the war is over, small frictions still continue. This time, Yi Feng plans to make Yingkan completely submissive. In the next few days, the Anbu members led by Yi Feng were like ghosts. Almost more than half of the Hokage village ninja troops stationed on the border were wiped out. Yi Feng did not take action during this operation. Instead, it trains everyone. At the same time, in the Fog Shadow village, Mizukage was a minister of the public house. "Yagura-sama, everyone in Konoha has entered our Water Kingdom territory. We must take action as soon as possible." The elders of Wying village looked at Yagura in front of them and said solemnly. Yagura raised his head and slowly glanced at everyone, then sighed heavily. "It's not like you don't know what happened last time. Even if I use the power of 3 tails with all my strength, I may not be able to defeat Yi Feng." Since he lost to Yi Feng last time, he also relieved Sharingan's control. Although Yagura was still a little confused, he thought of this. However, the scene of the battle with Yi Feng that day was still vivid in his mind. Therefore, after hearing the information from the border this time, Yagura was really scared. Not only is he scared, but the tailed beast inside him is also scared. "Elder Yuanshi, how is Terumi-Mei doing these days?" Yi Kang suddenly changed the topic. "The progress of the training is very rapid," Master Yuan said with a smile. "I didn't expect that our Wying village would actually have a ninja with double blood inheritance. Don't let anyone know about this, and keep Terumi-Mei a secret." Yagura nodded. He has almost trained Terumi-Mei as the next Mizukage. After all, among the younger generation, only Terumi-Mei can catch his eye. Then, the matter at the border. Washi asked again. Alas, Yagura sighed heavily. Let all the people on the border withdraw to Hokage village. When the elders sitting in the conference hall heard this, they all showed helpless smiles. Their Wying village really can't stand the trouble. However, they also have a glimmer of hope in their hearts. That's their hidden Terumi-Mei. Just give them a few years for Terumi-Mei to become strong enough. In this way, perhaps the shame I suffer now can be wiped away in the future. Thinking of this, all the elders' faces were replaced with enchanting and confident smiles. Pity. As everyone knows, night has fallen, and a team has arrived near Shying village. The Mist Shadow village in the Kingdom of Water is shrouded in fog all year round. There was little good weather to be seen. On the one hand, it is related to the topography of Wying village in the Kingdom of Water. On the other hand, it is much easier for the ninjas of Hokage village to kill people in the fog. At this moment, the outskirts of Zuying village. Yi Feng has arrived here with Kakashi, Shisui and Itachi. All border matters have been handed over to Anbu. Originally this was a tactic of attacking in the east and attacking in the west. At present, of course, good results have been achieved. The purpose of the three of you is very simple. Go directly to Mizukage's office. Yi Feng began to talk about everyone's purpose. When the time comes, I will arrive within half an hour. Then, I'll negotiate with them. Yes, the three of Shisui took the order, and immediately activated the body flicker technique under their feet, and the three of them disappeared without a trace. As for Yi Feng, he activated his chakra perception power. The range of Yi Feng's induction was very wide. 2 minutes later, the entire terrain of Wying village was three-dimensionally presented in Yi Feng's mind. Cooperating with his chakra perception, Yi Feng quickly discovered the target of his line of work in an underground secret passage. A girl, Terumi Mei. Yi Feng's figure suddenly disappeared without a trace. With the blessing of the third-level gene lock, Yi Feng can move at supersonic speeds. Therefore, within Wying village, these people only dared to reach the gust of wind. Wying village, the king of underground bases. Yi Feng has arrived at the entrance of the base. There are also many experts from Wying village guarding here. After all, Terumi Mei was personally taken care of by Mizukage-sama and must be protected around the clock. Yi Feng smiled faintly, and then walked directly towards the Wying village base with the black knife on his shoulder. Who is it? Anbu from Wying village immediately discovered Yi Feng's traces. After seeing the other party's unabashed appearance, these people also became angry. All rushed towards Yi Feng. Black blade cuts flat. Yi Feng waved the black knife in his hand casually. The dozens of Anbu who rushed up were all killed by Yi Feng's sword. The remaining Anbu were all dumbfounded. His companion was chatting and laughing with him 1 second, but he was dead the next second. Moreover, he died so quickly, there was no time to resist. That knife. It's black. It's one sword Shira. He is Yi Feng. Finally, a ninja recognized Yi Feng's appearance, and then all the Anbu in Wying village looked frightened. And it's really scary. They never dreamed that they would encounter Yi Feng even if they were a good guard in the village. Everyone's faces were ashen. Yi Feng has no mercy. When dealing with hostile ninjas, Yi Feng really shows no mercy at all. Cross Shira slash. After killing these Anbu from the Shadow Village who are guarding the entrance to the secret room, Yi Feng opened the door with one stroke of his knife. Then, a scolding sound came. Boil style. Chow Wu technique. In an instant, high-temperature mist spewed out from the house. Obviously, before the fight broke out outside, Terumi Mei also discovered something unusual in the house. And she was prepared to fight anytime and anywhere. Just after Yi Feng opened the door of the secret room with a knife, she quickly activated Boil Style. Boil Style is an escape technique that combines the two attributes of water and fire. With the skillful mist technique, you can spit out boiling high-temperature mist directly from your mouth. It's very powerful. It can even directly heat up the inside of the human body. Unfortunately, this move is very powerful. But for Yi Feng who has already strengthened it, it is neither painful nor itchy. Yi Feng carried the black knife and walked into the secret room in a cool manner. What caught his eye was a brown-haired girl who looked about 14 or 15 years old. And she was looking at herself nervously at this time. You can actually take down my Boil Style. Terumi Mei bit her silver teeth. Immediately she formed a seal with her hands and activated the ninjutsu again. Lava Style. Monster melting technique. In an instant, Terumi Mei spit out super viscous and super corrosive acid from her mouth. Yi Feng curled his lips and stood motionless. Not only that, he also started to use his own simulated looting skills. 3 seconds later, Yi Feng obtained Boil Style Blood Succession Limit and Lava Style Blood Succession Limit. However, Yi Feng also made sacrifices. It was he who fully accepted this monster melting technique. The super corrosive acid completely corroded Yi Feng's black martial arts uniform within 10 seconds. Ah! Terumi Mei had never seen such a scene before. She immediately shouted and turned around hurriedly. Yi Feng remained calm and exchanged a new black Taoist uniform from the system. Then he came behind Terumi Mei in an instant. He said calmly, "I like girls who spit out water, but I don't like girls who spit out acid." After saying that, he directly used the improved version of the Uzumaki clan's sealing technique to seal the chakra in Terumi Mei's body. Without the support of chakra, Terumi Mei's body suddenly became as weak as that of a 13 or 14-year-old girl. It seems that she is only 13 or 14 years old now. Terumi Mei looked at Yifeng in horror. She found that she couldn't use chakra anymore. Just when she said a word, Yifeng tore off a small piece of clothing from Terumi Mei's body. Then he directly blocked her mouth. It's much quieter this way. Yifeng nodded. Then he directly lifted Terumi Mei up with one hand. At this time, Kakashi must have almost reached the Mizukage office building in Kurikage village. At this moment, Wying village is already in chaos. Who would have thought that 3 people would come in so openly at night? Moreover, the 3 people opposite are extremely powerful. However, through the iconic attacks of the 3 of them, the people in Wying village also discovered their identities. Member of Team Yifeng. After learning the news, all the ninjas in Kurikage village who came to resist Kakashi and the others exploded. What do the members of Team Yifeng stand for? It means that Yifeng is very likely to be in Wying village. Who is Yifeng? That's the person who can beat their Mizukage to flight. Can they, the ninjas of Kurikage village, not be afraid? At the same time, among the Mizukage office buildings, all the elders of Wying village came here and gathered together. Be prepared to discuss what comes next. What should we do? Master Mizukage, our Kurikage village must take action. If this continues, I'm afraid our village will really die today. An elder from Wying village said hurriedly. Take action. Yagura smiled sadly. How to take action? Do it with me or 3 tails. In one sentence, all the elders here were immediately blocked. Yagura can't beat Yifeng, and this is inside Wying village. But 3 tails cannot really be released. If 3 tails is really released, then Yagura must be made unconscious first. When he loses consciousness, who can guarantee that 3 tails will come to help them? Besides, if 3 tails doesn't regain their control by then, they will directly release several tailed beast bombs. So do they still want to have Misty Shadow Village? It can be said that Yagura will never use the power of 3 tails in his body unless it is a life or death situation. Just when the elders were spinning around like ants on a hot pot, a faint smile came from outside the door. Then, Yifeng kicked open the door of their Mizukage office. Bang! Clang! The door slammed to the ground, and then Yifeng walked in leisurely carrying Terumi Mei. And behind him was Shisui. Kakashi and Itachi were patrolling outside to prevent the ninjas from Kurikage village from coming in and disturbing Yifeng. That's Terumi Mei. The elders of Yichian Wying village suddenly spotted Terumi Mei on Yifeng's shoulders. When they recognized it, everyone's hearts sank to the bottom. Their biggest reliance and strongest trump card of Wying village is gone. Terumi Mei's mouth was blocked by tattered clothes at this time, and she could only make a whimpering sound. Yifeng raised his hand and hit her hard, and said calmly, "Be honest." Terumi Mei felt the pain and her cheeks turned red quickly. She was so shy and angry that she wanted to die at this moment. Yifeng, what is your purpose in coming to our Misty Shadow Village? Is it possible? Do you still want to start a war with our Kingdom of Water? One of the elders of Wying village suddenly roared angrily. Yifeng tilted his head, looked at him, and then slowly raised his left hand. Boil style. Blood mist technique. At this moment, the elder of Wying village who spoke suddenly felt as if the blood in his body was burning. Ah! A painful wail came from his mouth. Next, a terrible scene happened, and thick blood mist suddenly burst out from the top and bottom of the Fog Shadow village elder. These blood mist are produced by the blood in his body. In the end, his whole body turned into a pool of blood in front of everyone. Even the bones melted. This is Yifeng's enhanced boil style. Yifeng put away his left hand and said calmly, "Slow down your tone." Another elder was furious. Yifeng waved his hand, and the elder, like the previous elder of Wying village, turned into blood in just 10 seconds. Yifeng, may I ask what is the purpose of coming to our Wying village? Yifeng waved his hand again, and the elder transformed and recovered. Seeing this scene, the remaining elders were all horrified. My tone was very calm just now. Why do I still have to die? Everyone's pupils were filled with deep fear. They suddenly realized that they and others had underestimated Yifeng's methods. He is the devil from hell. Yifeng smiled lightly after seeing the expressions of these people. The purpose of intimidation has been achieved, so the next step is to have a serious discussion about compensation. Yifeng slowly took 2 steps forward. With every step they took, the hearts of the elders in the office beat suddenly. And now, After the death of 3 elders, the remaining people must have the sense to keep their mouths shut. Even these people did not dare to raise their heads and look at Yifeng, because they were afraid that if they looked at him, they would anger the killing god. Your life is at risk. At the moment of life and death, they cherish their lives very much. The purpose of my coming to your Wying village this time is actually very simple. Yifeng said leisurely. First, take out the secret communication files between your Hokage village and Cloud Shinobi village. Don't pretend like you don't know, I know you are keeping it. Don't play tricks on me, otherwise I won't mind forcing you to release 3 tails. Yifeng's eyes fell on Yagura. At this time, Yifeng's expression was extremely ugly. Don't look so ugly, you have to thank me for being able to get rid of the control. Hearing this, Yagura had a dejected look on his face, and he said to the elder beside him, go and get all the communication files between our Hokage village and Cloud Shinobi village this year. Facing Mizukage, the elder of Kiri Shadow village did not dare to do anything, so he had no choice but to go to the underground secret room of Mizukage building and find out all the documents that had been communicated with Cloud Shinobi village for nearly a year. Yifeng nodded to Shisui. Shisui quickly reviewed the documents in front of him and then put them all into his ninja bag. Next, I want your Yuanying village to provide us with 30% of the financial resources and materials of the entire water country every year. At present, Konoha village is starting to be constructed, so money and materials are essential. What? How is this possible? An elder said without thinking. When Yifeng raised his hand, the elder once again turned into a pool of blood. It's not that I don't want to promise you. It's just that the person in charge of the Water Kingdom is not our Misty Shadow village. Yagura said through gritted teeth. Then you just go and kill the name. Yifeng said casually, don't make excuses in front of me. Next, I will bring Terumi Mei to Konoha. If I find that I haven't handed it in for a year, then I will kill Terumi Mei. You must also know what Terumi Mei means to you, right? Terumi Mei, a double-blood successor, has boil style and lava style, and is very talented. If nothing else happens, if I practice hard for a few years, I may even be able to take over Mizukage's position in the future. I don't know, am I right? Yifeng's words really scared everyone present. Terumi Mei's secret, and even what they were thinking, were revealed by Yifeng so easily. And from the look on his face, he seemed to have known it for a long time. I promise you. Yagura clenched his fists with both hands, he must bear this loss. Because, Terumi Mei is really their last straw. If Yifeng really kills Terumi Mei, then their Mist Shadow village and even the entire Water Kingdom will face collapse. At that time, even if Konoha village does not attack us, the first nearest Cloud Shinobi village will also attack us. The so-called alliance must be established when there is not a big gap in strength between the two parties, BJFC. If the alliance countries discover the anomalies in their own great country and ninja village, I am afraid that the Kingdom of Water will really be the first Kingdom of Heaven to be destroyed. Yagura really can't bear this kind of consequences. So, for now, he can only choose to agree to Yifeng's request. It takes a year to relax. As long as the village is not wiped out, there is still hope. Next, make your stomach ache. Yifeng said lightly. Ow. Yagura frowned slightly. He had some impression of Ow, and he was one of the many Jonin. But he became curious, how could a Jonin like Qing be so concerned about Yifeng? Elder, go find Jonin Qing. Yagura had no choice but to carry out Yifeng's order unconditionally. Not long after, a Jonin wearing dark blue clothes came to the office. Looking at this strange scene in the office, he felt a thump in his heart. Mizukage-sama, you are looking for me. Qingqi didn't dare to breathe at this moment, came to Yagura's side, and whispered to Yagura. Yifeng looked at Qing. His right eye was covered by a bag under his eye. He sensed it carefully and found that it was indeed Bian's aura. At this time, Yagura also looked at Yifeng with a puzzled look, and asked, Yifeng, people have been called, may I ask? Yifeng said calmly, it's no big deal, it's just to get back the things that belong to our day from the stomach. Get back what belongs to Konoha from Ao. Yagura was stunned for a moment, and then thought about it carefully. At this time, after hearing these words, Qing's eyes' expression suddenly changed. The upper part of my back was soaked with cold sweat. The thing about me that belongs to Konoha isn't that the Byakugan transplanted into my right eye. Yagura also reacted at this moment, and when he did, his face became a little ugly. Planted in Chingyu our victory in the war. Moreover, Byakugan can sometimes make crucial decisions in great ninja wars. Yagura, do it yourself. Yi Feng said indifferently. The Byakugan originally belonged to Konoha village. Now that Konoha is ours, the Byakugan that is in the hands of the enemy must also be taken back. When Yagura heard this, his body shook slightly, and a look of painful struggle flashed across his face. However, under Yi Feng's pressure, he really did not dare to refuse Yi Feng's order. If he refuses, the final outcome will be to explode the three tails in his body. And when the time comes, more people will die in Zuying village. Therefore, he really has no other choice. The only choice is to obey Yi Feng's order. Ching, I'm sorry for Wying village. Zhu Jin said with a painful expression. Ching, who was standing in front of him, was trembling all over, gritting his teeth. Yagura stretched out his right hand and took out Ching's right eye with a cruel move. Ah! Ching finally yelled out in pain, then gasped hissingly and stepped aside silently. Yi Feng looked at all this indifferently. He believed that if the scene were reversed, the other party would have done something even more amazing. To be kind to your enemies is to be cruel to yourself. This saying never goes out of style. Shisui, how do you feel when you see this scene? Is it familiar? Yi Feng tilted his head, looked at Shisui and said with a grin. Shisui scratched his head. To be honest, I don't feel much. Yi Feng shrugged his shoulders, causing Terumi-mei on her shoulders to move. Ha! Yi Feng raised his hand and gave Terumi-mei a warning without hesitation, be honest. Terumi-mei's painful eyes overflowed with tears, but she really didn't dare to move. She finally saw that Yi Feng was a heinous devil. If I continue to mess around, I'm afraid I will really die here. It doesn't matter if he dies here, but there is still the entire Wying village behind him. Yi Feng suddenly noticed that Terumi-mei on his shoulder had become quiet, and then nodded. After all, there will be many places where I will use Terumi-mei later. Shisui, take back your white eyes. Yi Feng said to Shisui in front of him. Yes, Shisui quickly accepted the order, walked up to Yagura and took it back from his hand with a white eye. Then, he put the white eyes in a container and sealed it. Next, after completing the last request, I will leave Zuying village. A calm smile appeared on Yi Feng's face. What's the request? Yagura felt a chill running down his spine after seeing the smile on Yi Feng's face. 1, 2, 3. Yi Feng stretched out his left hand, pointed at the remaining dozen elders here, and then said with a smile. Yagura, it would be troublesome to manage so many elders. If there are only one or two, it must be easy to manage, right? What does this mean? Yagura turned extremely pale when he heard this. This makes them kill each other. Not only that, even the honest Terumi-mei trembled violently. There were many tears in her eyes, and she began to struggle. Yi Feng tilted his head and looked at Terumi-mei, who was very close at hand. He had to say that she was indeed a beauty. Be quiet. Yi Feng glanced at her and said calmly, if these elders don't take action within 5 minutes, I will naturally leave. Terumi-mei felt better after hearing this. She believed in the elders of her Wying village very much. After Yi Feng saw Terumi-mei calm down, he turned around and said immediately. In that case, let's make a rule. As long as an elder kills another elder, I will not pursue the case any further. As soon as these words came out, the faces of the dozen or so elders of Wying village in the room began to look solemn. At the same time, the atmosphere in Mizukage's office gradually became weird. I'll only give you 5 minutes. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes slightly. The bodies of Yagura's group had begun to tremble. At this moment, no one dared to make a sound, for fear that they would be killed by their companions. Time passed slowly. A minute has passed. Yi Feng's Shinigami-like voice floated gently. Several elders have already begun to lose their minds. It's been 3 minutes. Time passed by minute. Just before arriving in 5 minutes, an elder huddled in a corner suddenly burst out. Holding a kunai in his hand, he pierced the heart of the elder beside him fiercely. Poof! The divine light in the elder's eyes began to dim, and he finally fell into a pool of blood. Ha ha ha! I killed one, but I survived. Ha 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 ha. The elder of Wying village who committed the murder burst into laughter after seeing his companion dead. This scene was like a chain reaction. Now that someone has taken the lead, the remaining elders are no longer hiding themselves. In order to survive, these elders will do anything. The strength of these Kurikage village elders is at most Jonin. Even some elders are here based on their age. His strength is even inferior to that of Jonin. Under Yi Feng's strong pressure, these Zuying village elders began to fight each other. Ha ha ha, Yi Feng, I really belong to you. I didn't expect you to be so bad. Yi Feng's golden mental space. Nine-Tails opened its huge mouth and laughed. Since the last time we established a golden spiritual space with Nine-Tails, Nine-Tails seems to be able to get into it directly. However, if you want to enter the golden space, you must obtain Yi Feng's consent, but it is not required when you come out. The golden spiritual space seems to be its own space, and it is not in Yi Feng's body. It is unrealistic to say that it is in the brain. Anyway, there is such a golden space. However, it is also very good to allow Nine-Tails to enter and keep a trump card. Moreover, the golden space is completely controlled by Yi Feng. If you want to close Nine-Tails' sight, you can close it, and if you want to open it, you can open it. Now Nine-Tails has become Yi Feng's tool. This is human nature. Yi Feng's mind sneaked into the golden space and looked at Kurama in front of him. Hey hey hey, don't be afraid, just feel free to do it boldly. If something happens, I will protect you. Nine-Tails waved his two paws. At first glance, it looks like a fox and a fox. From the outside world, in just 10 seconds, 5 people had already taken action to kill someone. There are only 12 elders left in total. 5 elders killed 5, and now only 7 are left. Yi Feng, we all killed one of us, so we don't have to die. Yes, yes, the remaining elders of Wying village who had killed people hurriedly agreed. Yi Feng didn't answer their words, he just smiled at them and nodded. Seeing this, the 5 elders breathed a sigh of relief. Immediately, they looked at the 2 remaining elders. Yagura-sama, please don't blame us this time. 2 of the elders came to Yagura and said in a calm voice. These elders who were killed by us, in fact, some of them secretly used their private rights to do many things that harmed Wying village. Even one elder sold the information about our Misty Shadow village. Normally, these people are in a higher position than us elders, so we didn't find the right opportunity to take action. Now, Yagura-sama, we have eradicated them for you. Yagura was trembling with anger at this time. Looking at the 5 confident people in front of him, he was stunned for a long time without saying a word. Okay, after the last request is completed, I will leave. Yi Feng's voice came softly. What's the request? Yagura suppressed the anger in his heart and looked at Yi Feng. Yi Feng twisted his neck and pointed at the 5 murderers of Wying village Chief Ni. Kill 5 of them and I will leave. As soon as these words came out, the 5 elders of Wying village who had killed people were stunned for a moment, and then their expressions suddenly changed. Yi Feng, you don't keep your words. Didn't you say that as long as you kill one person, we can survive? One of the elders said angrily. When did I say that? Yi Feng smiled softly. I just said I wouldn't pursue the case any further, but I didn't say I would let you live either. You, the elder who spoke was so angry that he spurted out a mouthful of blood. Master Yagura, how about we fight with Yi Feng and the others? He doesn't treat us as human beings at all. The remaining elders who had killed all rushed to Yagura angrily, and then said angrily. You fool! Yagura finally exploded, looking at the 5 Chengyun in front of him with an angry look on his face. You 5 people, you just killed your own companion. Lord Yagura, you saw it just now. If we didn't take action in the situation just now, everyone would die. One of the elders said angrily. At this moment, Terumi-mei on Yi Feng's shoulder twisted again. Yi Feng had no choice but to put Terumi-mei down, and then pulled off the cloth from her mouth. You're talking nonsense. When did Yi Feng say that he will kill you if you don't take action? Terumi-mei looked at the elders angrily. Yi Feng just told me that as soon as the 5 minutes are up and no one takes action, he will leave here. Facing Terumi-mei's angry accusation, the expressions of the 5 elders suddenly changed. Yi Feng was slightly surprised. This little girl actually talked to him. Which side are you from? This, Mr. Yagura, we don't know. The 5 elders were really panicking now. They all looked at Yagura with pleading expressions. Don't worry, I will handle this matter. Yagura's face calmed down. That's good, then. Before the 5 elders could finish speaking, Yagura took action. In a flash of lightning, all 5 elders were killed by Yagura. Yifeng watched this scene quietly, then smiled and said, not bad, he barely looks like a Mizukage. If that's the case, then I'll leave. After saying that, Yifeng carried Terumi-mei on his shoulders again, and then planned to leave here. Yifeng, let me go. I don't want to go with you. You have killed so many people in our Wying village. You. Terumi-mei struggled hard. Yifeng turned his head and glanced at Terumi-mei, which really frightened Terumi-mei. Just shut your mouth. You just said that I killed so many people, but did I kill defenseless people? Did I kill civilians? Yifeng said lightly. After saying that, he took Shisui and left here. Behind him, Yagura also heard Yifeng's last words. After a while, he said with a dejected face. Yes, what Yifeng did was absolutely right. If it were me, I might have done an even better job than Yifeng. Then what should we do next in Wying village? The 2 elders behind him who did not take action asked in a low voice. Thoroughly investigate all the details and private contacts of these elders, Yagura said seriously. Then, let's do the rest as Yifeng said. If we don't do this, Terumi-mei will be in danger. That's all we can do. The 2 elders behind him also sighed. Yifeng's group of 4 left Wying village leisurely. However, less than 2 hours after leaving, Terumi-mei began to struggle on Yifeng's shoulders. It's not because of anything else, it's just that, this is really ugly. What kind of thing is a girl being carried on the shoulders of a boy? Moreover, this boy is still a devil. Yifeng, please put me down. I will leave on my own. Terumi-mei said angrily. Yifeng nodded and dropped Terumi-mei casually. How could Terumi-mei know that she would be thrown down by Yifeng and fell directly to the ground? Ouch! Terumi-mei cried out immediately after feeling the pain. Stop yelling. Yifeng stood in front of Terumi-mei, lowered his head and said, there is a snow clan in your water kingdom. 0. Take me there immediately. Snow clan. Terumi-mei raised her head. She dared not speak out in anger, so she could only frown and start thinking. After a while, she nodded, it seems there is such a family. Lead the way, Yifeng said. Quote. Terumi-mei listened to Yifeng's commanding tone. Although she was very angry, she did not dare not listen. She stood up unsteadily and whispered, the chakra in my body has been sealed by you. If I follow the speed of ordinary people, it is estimated that it will take about 2 weeks to reach the Snow Clan. What she meant was to let Yifeng break her seal. Yifeng nodded, and then placed his palm on Terumi-mei's forehead. Terumi-mei was also stunned for a moment. Feeling the warmth in Yifeng's hands, her heart couldn't help but feel a different emotion. Chakra sealing technique solution. Yifeng unlocked the chakra sealing technique and said calmly. The chakra seal in your body has been released, but don't think of any evil intentions. Why? Terumi-mei curled her lips and nodded, but she also became a little curious. The Snow Clan seems to be just an ordinary family in our kingdom of water. Yifeng, do you have any purpose in finding the Snow Clan? Yifeng glanced at Terumi-mei. Don't ask what you shouldn't ask, lead the way. Oh, Terumi-mei muttered and had no choice but to lead the way. Yifeng, Shisui, Kakashi and Itachi followed closely behind. But, at the same time, in a dense forest 10 kilometers away, from time to time, the sound of metal and iron can be heard. Hurry up, kill her, she has the information we need in Fog Shadow Village. What did you do? Why did you expose your identity? She has the blood inheritance limit. Stop talking nonsense. Everyone goes all out. Just kill him. At this moment, in the dense forest, a figure was running away in panic. She never thought that her career would be a mission with no return. In the dense forest, Terumi-mei held a map and pointed in a direction. Following this direction, we will reach the Snow Clan in about 1 day. After she finished speaking, she carefully moved toward the jungle on the right. At this moment, Yifeng is discussing something with Shisui. When Terumi-mei saw Yifeng not answering her, she immediately prepared to escape. Anyway, the chakra sealing technique in her body was also released by Yifeng, so she could run away as much as she wanted. If you want to run away, feel free to do so. At this moment, Yi Feng's salty voice came. However, after you run away, I will think that you broke the deal between me and Zuying village. When the time comes, I can't guarantee whether we will invade your Wying village. You. After Terumi Mei heard Yi Feng's threatening words, she became angry and itched her teeth. Stomping her feet vigorously, she said angrily, I can't go to the toilet. Go ahead. Yi Feng waved his hand casually, you don't have to ask me about such trivial matters from now on. You think I'm willing to ask you? Terumi Mei was so angry that her hair was about to explode. Why aren't you going? Yi Feng glanced at her, do you want someone to watch you? How about I go with you? Don't come over. 963, Terumi Mei shouted and disappeared instantly. Yi Feng, do we really not have to be afraid that Terumi Mei will run away? At this time, Kakashi came over and asked with some worry. Don't be afraid, Yi Feng said casually, I also placed a curse seal on her body. As long as she is 500 meters away from me, the curse seal will be triggered. At that time, it will explode directly into bloody foam, and there will be no corpses left. Hiss. Kakashi couldn't help but take a breath when he heard this. At the same time, on the big tree 30 meters away, Terumi Mei was also quietly listening to Yi Feng's words. When she heard this, her little face turned pale with fright. This Yi Feng, he is really a devil. Terumi Mei patted her little heart, but luckily she listened secretly. Otherwise, I will become the sinner of Wying village. It doesn't matter if I die, but what about Shadow village? Below, Kakashi asked again, what if Terumi Mei dies? Won't they, the Kurikage village, fight against our Konoha fish to the death after they find out? If you die, just die. Yi Feng smiled, have you forgotten my wood-style transformation technique? That can reach the point where the fake is mistaken for the real thing. When the time comes, we will raid their Wying village hard. Then at the end, win it in one fell swoop. On the big tree, Terumi Mei heard Yi Feng's future battle plan, her face was extremely pale. This Yi Feng is the devil. It's better to stay by his side honestly. Terumi Mei grimaced, she finally knew now that she had been eaten to death by Yi Feng. No wonder I felt so relieved to let myself go to the toilet. 2 minutes later, Terumi Mei returned to Yi Feng's side. Yi Feng looked at the grimacing Terumi Mei and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. When she was eavesdropping on the big tree just now, Yi Feng naturally knew everything. What kind of curse seal technique? Something that will explode after 500 meters. All compiled by Yi Feng. However, if she said it directly, Terumi Mei would not believe a word. But after she overhears it herself, she will believe it 100%. Let's go quickly. Terumi Mei muttered and immediately prepared to lead the way. Wait a minute. Yi Feng suddenly stood up and closed his eyes. In an instant, all the scenes within 10 kilometers of the surrounding area entered Yi Feng's mind. In front on the left, about 8 kilometers away, are 36 Anbu ninjas from Kurikage village. Yi Feng said slowly. What? When Shisui and Kakashi heard this, their expressions changed. And Itachi beside Yi Feng had already taken out the short blade in his hand. Yi Feng sang, could it be the interception force sent by Wying village? Itachi said in a low voice. Hearing this, Yi Feng focused his eyes on Terumi Mei. When Terumi Mei saw this, she couldn't help but take 2 steps back. She hurriedly said, impossible. Mizukage-sama is not the kind of person who can't see the situation clearly. If you really want to take action, you can do it when so many people are here just now. There is no need to wait until now. Terumi Mei saw that there was no change in Yi Feng's face, and she almost burst into tears for a while. They are not sent by Wying village to deal with us, but they are related to the top management of Wying village. Yi Feng smiled lightly. Let's go and have a look. After saying that, he led everyone and galloped away. When Terumi Mei saw Yi Feng getting further and further away, she immediately thought of the terrifying curse seal technique he mentioned. Yi Feng, wait for me. Hey. At this moment, in the center of the dense forest, Yi Kang half crouched on the grass, gasping for air. After the exhaustion just now, she also successfully killed 3 Anbu from Mist Shadow village. However, there is not much chakra left in her body now. She never expected that it was originally just a mission to come to Wying village to exchange information. he would actually be attacked by his so-called companion. Fortunately, she was a little alert, otherwise she would be a corpse now. Yi Kang, quickly hand over the information scroll in your arms. The remaining 32 Anbu from Wying village have surrounded Yi Kang. Yi Kang looked at these people with an angry face, and her hands began to form seals quickly. Scorch style, killed by steaming. Suddenly, a burning fireball appeared around her body. For a moment, the temperature in the air became scorching. 3 fireballs quickly rushed towards the ninjas of Kurikage village in front of them. Get out of the way! Anbu from Wying village roared, and all the 30 or so ninjas retreated 10 meters away. Yi Kang's attack also hit an Anbu from the Shadow village. That Anbu eventually turned into fire and was burned alive. After using Scorch-style ninjutsu, the heavy carrot in Yi Kang's body finally became the mid-level. She was a little shaky. All those ninjas laughed ferociously. Everyone, come with me. Kill Yi Kang. Take the information. The leader yelled. Yes. The remaining ninjas in Kurikage village also shouted in unison. There was a hint of bitterness on Yi Kang's face. She never expected that she would die after being betrayed by her own village. Wait a minute. At this moment, an indifferent voice came from beside Yi Kang. Yi Kang's pupils, which were originally dilated, suddenly shrank. At this moment, a man wearing a black Taoist uniform appeared in front of her. The man's shoulder is carrying a knife as black as ink. Yi Kang quickly searched his mind for this person who had seen rough roads. A few seconds later, she exclaimed, "Are you, the one-sword Shira?" Yi Feng. Not only that, all the Anbu ninjas in the surrounding fog shadow villages also looked frightened. Real or fake? Yi de Shira. Yi Feng. No way, isn't he in Konoha? How could he appear outside our Kurikage village? At this moment, there were 2 whistling sounds. Kakashi and Shisui, Itachi and Terumi Mei all rushed over. Without saying a word, Shisui and the other 3 occupied 3 corners and surrounded all the ninjas from Kurikage village. What mission are you on? Why are you killing Sunagaku's ninjas? Terumi Mei quickly came to Yi Feng's side. When she saw Yi Kang's forehead protector, her expression changed slightly. Although Kurikage village and Sunagaku are not allies on the surface, they have joined forces to fight against Konoha this year. The leading ninja from Kurikage village looked a little troubled. After all, this mission is a very confidential mission, and it was an order personally issued by the elder of their Wying village, so there must be no mistakes. Hurry up! Terumi Mei screamed. Sir Terumi Mei, we really have no way to talk about this matter, Anbu, the leader of Wying village, said in a low voice. Please don't stop our mission. You. Terumi Mei's cheeks turned red with anger when she heard this. Yi Feng didn't pay attention to the ninjas from Wying village around him at all, but looked at Yi Kang beside him. I really don't know if I'm lucky or something, but not long after I left Kurikage village, another blood successor ninja came to my door. And he is Sunagaku's Hyakura. Scorch-style user. Yi Feng looked at Yi Kang and instantly activated the simulated looting skill. 10 seconds later, Yi Feng gained the ability of Scorch style. Ding! Congratulations to host for getting Scorch style. Gene lock unlocking progress plus 5%. Current progress. Level 3, 35%. When obtaining Nine-Tails chakra, it increased by 5% to 2000. When getting Boil style and Lava style, each was increased by 5%. Get Scorch style now, once again with a 5% increase. As long as there is another 15%, then one can activate the normal 3rd level state. By then, your strength will be even stronger. Sir Terumi Mei, please leave quickly. We have to continue our mission. The leader of the Fog Shadow Village, Anbu, frowned and said. Terumi Mei stood there unmoved. At this time, Yi Feng slowly raised his right hand and said with an indifferent expression. Scorch style. Firefall. After finishing speaking, Yi Feng's Shidang also slowly shook his hand. Suddenly, hundreds of fireballs about 1 meter suddenly appeared in the sky. Then these high-temperature burning fireballs quickly roared down towards the more than 30 Anbu from the Shadow Village below. Ah! For a time, the screams of these people resounded throughout the dense forest. Terumi Mei closed her eyes, and she only felt a moment of indifference. There is no way, this kind of thing is not something she can control. After the Scorch-style ninjutsu, except for the captain who led the team. The remaining 30 or so Anbu from the Shadow Village all turned into fly ash. It burned directly to slag. There was still a burning smell in the air. And the remaining one from Wying Village, Anbu, looked extremely ugly. He knew that he couldn't escape. Shisui. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and said. Yes. Shisui used the body flicker technique and instantly arrived in front of the Kurikage village ninja who wanted to commit suicide. Sharingan. Illusion. Immediately, the 3 Tomo Sharingan in Shisui's eyes slowly turned. An illusion spell trapped the Anbu ninja from Shadow Village. What is your mission on this trip? Yi Feng asked. Cooperate with the ninjas lurking around Yi Kang, and then kill Yi Kang to obtain the information on him. Who ordered it? Yi Feng asked again. The 3rd elder of the Wying Village elders group. That Anbu answered mechanically. What to do with this information? This is a secret within Kurikage Village and Sunagakur. Sunagakur wants to use Kurikage Village to kill those who are involved in the relevant information. The elder of Kurikage Village also wants to use this information to collect inside information about Sunagakur. Yi Feng nodded. It was a confrontation between the big powers, and Yi Kang's group was just an insignificant victim of the conspiracy between the big powers. When Yi Kang was exposed as a ninja in Kurikage Village, he already knew that he was considered an outcast by Sunagakur. Yi Feng looked at Yi Kang at this moment and sneered in his heart. It's not that he is laughing at Yi Kang, but he is laughing at the current Feng Ying. I don't know which part of the current Cage's head is connected to the wrong line, and he is actually willing to sacrifice a user of the blood succession limit. However, Yi Shi may be of use to me. Yi Feng narrowed his eyes and raised his hand to kill Anbu completely. He walked up to Yi Kang's and said, "Come with me." Why? Yi Kang frowned. Yi Kang, you must remember that I am not begging you but ordering you. Yi Feng smiled lightly. After all, there is a lot of friction between Konoha and Sand Shinobi. Yi Kang was stunned for a moment, and then he remembered, yes. Yi Feng is from Konoha, and he is also an enemy. It's so ironic that I was abandoned by the people of my own ninja village and rescued by the enemy's ninja village. Then, she took out Sunagakur's information scroll from her arms and handed it to Yi Feng. After Yi Feng took over, he threw it to Shisui behind him. Keep this thing for future use. Mr. Yi Feng, Terumi Mei is a ninja from Kurikage Village, why is she here? Yi Kang also recovered some chakra at this time. She stood up, came to Yi Feng's side, and asked aloud. Terumi Mei is my hostage now. Yi Feng said casually. Upon hearing this, Terumi Mei lowered her head and grimaced. There was a hint of shock on Yi Kang's face, and she naturally knew Terumi Mei's information. The double blood successor limit holder of Wying Village was so easily captured by Yi Feng and used as a hostage. And, isn't there anyone in Wying Village who is chasing him? Yi Feng saw Yi Kang's curiosity and said casually, I only killed 2 of the elders of Wying Village. These people who just died, the elders they obeyed died half a day ago. Quote. Yi Kang's face was full of shock. She looked at Terumi Mei who said nothing and immediately knew that what Yi Feng said was true. Anyway, she has nowhere to go now. As for Iwagakure, Yi Kang has really seen through it. Are the lives of companions so despised in the eyes of the leaders of Ninja Village? If this is the case, she might as well stay with Yi Feng and become his hostage. Terumi Mei, continue to lead the way. Yi Feng was in a good mood. In just one day, I had obtained 3 blood inheritance limits one after another. Boil style and lava style by Terumi Mei. Scorch style by Yakura. These escape techniques are more powerful than ordinary attribute ninjutsu. Moreover, Yi Feng can also use these escape techniques based on his 3rd level self-created skills. The power is directly proportional to the chakra you use. Within the next 2 days, the Yi Feng team also came to the territory of the Snow Clan. It is said to be a clan, but in fact it is just an ordinary village. Yi Feng randomly found a hotel in a nearby market town and stayed there. As for the information about Bai, Kakashi and the 3 of them went out to inquire about it. It's good to have someone to run errands for you. Terumi Mei, pinch your legs. Yi Feng leaned on the sofa slantingly, and on the left was Terumi Mei with a gnashing face. Jun Yi Feng, I'll do it. Yi Kang was truly grateful to Yi Feng from the bottom of his heart. If it weren't for Yi Feng, she would be a corpse exposed in the wilderness now. Moreover, death is meaningless. Okay, Yi Feng nodded and closed his eyes to rest. Not that he wanted to deal with Terumi-mei or Yi Kang. But a while ago, someone hit me on the shoulders and pinched my legs every day. I was suddenly free, and I felt a little uncomfortable because no one was doing it for me. Although Yi Kang's methods are very blunt, Yi Feng can feel that she is serving him sincerely. Therefore, Yi Feng turned a blind eye. Terumi-mei, learn from it. Yi Feng opened his eyes and glanced sideways at Terumi-mei. If I don't serve you well, I can't guarantee that I can keep my promise. Terumi was so angry that tears came out immediately. Terumi-mei was shaking with anger when she thought of the requirements that Yi Feng made to Wying Village. At this time, Yi Kang looked at Yi Feng with surprise. According to legend, Yi Feng is a big demon who kills without blinking an eye. There are also rumors that any ninja who falls into his hands, whether male or female, will be tortured to death. But the Yi Feng in front of me doesn't look like what the rumors say. 2 minutes later, Terumi-mei also slowly got started. There is no way, she is really afraid that Yi Feng will not keep his promise. At night, Shisui and the three returned to the hotel. I haven't found any useful information today. Yi Feng looked at the three people who were a little discouraged, and immediately said with a smile, calm down. I didn't say that I must get any useful information today. After all, I'm not sure whether Bai will show up at the moment. Yeah, the three Shisui nodded. Afterwards, everyone had dinner and planned to rest. What are you two doing here? Yi Feng looked curiously at Yi Kang and Terumi-mei sitting on the sofa. Terumi-mei lowered her head and said nothing. There was also a slight struggle on Yi Kang's face, and then he seemed to have made a decision. We stay here to sleep, Yi Kang said cautiously. This is my house, yours is next door. Yi Feng scratched his head. Yi Kang and Terumi-mei looked at each other, and both saw the look of disbelief in each other's eyes. Oh shit, Yi Feng grinned and said, if you don't go, I will vacate the room. No, the two women shouted hurriedly, and then fled from here as if running away. After escaping, Yi Feng could still see the rapidly rising crimson color on their faces. After seeing them leave, Yi Feng sighed softly. Although he is very strong now, there is one thing that makes Yi Feng extremely helpless. That's age. I'm only 8 or 9 years old now, even if I'm full of expectations. Let's wait for this kind of thing. After closing the door, Yi Feng lay stretched out on the bed and fell asleep. In the following period, the attitudes of Yi Kang and Terumi-mei changed. In their eyes, Yi Feng looked like the devil he was before. Tiantian fights with Shisui and the others, and there is no sense of superiority or inferiority between them at all. In a blink of an eye, a month passed. In this month, Terumi-mei and Yi Kang also learned the massage techniques in a good way. At least it's not as stiff as it was at the beginning. Yi Kang really sincerely wants to be by Yi Feng's side, but as for Sunagaker, she really has given up. Although Terumi-mei didn't say it, through this month's understanding, she also discovered that Yi Feng has a unique charm. If you can be his friend, you will be extremely happy. But the same thing, if you are his enemy, you will have a huge headache. Now Terumi-mei can't see clearly her position in Yi Feng's heart. Am I considered Yi Feng's little follower, or Yi Feng's prisoner? At this moment, Shisui quickly came to Yi Feng's room. Yi Feng, we have information. Say. Yi Feng nodded. Kakashi has locked in a person who fits what you said, Yi Feng. Shisui said quickly. According to my investigation, the child was an orphan, and his mother died in the Snow Clan 5 years ago. I went to the Snow Clan to investigate, and it should be the strange escape technique you mentioned. Okay, Yi Feng stood up, let's go. At the same time, in an inconspicuous town in the distance, Kakashi and Itachi lurked closely on top of a house. And below them, there was a stumbling little boy. If nothing else, the little boy in front of him is Yi Feng's goal here. However, Kakashi and Itachi did not see anything outstanding about the inconspicuous little boy in front of them. At this moment, several sounds of breaking wind came. Yi Feng and Shisui have already arrived at Kakashi and Itachi's side. Lowering his head, Yi Feng raised the corners of his mouth slightly when he saw Bai Hu. There was no mistake, the little guy in front of me was the Bai I was looking for. Bai was born into the Snow Clan and inherited his mother's ice escape blood inheritance boundary. However, the ice escape blood inheritance boundary is a secret to his mother. Unfortunately, the secret was exposed in the end, and the people of the Snow Clan were also very afraid. So I wanted to kill both mother and son. In the end, in despair, Bai unleashed the potential in his body. So far, Bai has been living a wandering life. Yi Feng looked at Bai quietly and planned to go down to meet him in the next second. At this moment, Bai's move interrupted Yi Feng's movement. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.